And hello, everybody, and welcome back to Iron Fist, your unofficial Scottish Tekken podcast. Been away for a wee bit, been away for a month, but the time's finally arrived. Tekken 8's out now. We've all been enjoying it. Recent events, maybe some that haven't happened, but yeah, man, we're all here to see it. And for this, I think we've got our first bumper episode with 5 people on instead of 4. And I dropped returning. We've got Ban. How you doing?
Sup?
Nice to have you on, man. As always, the Dusty back since the first episode, returning. New mic as well. Sounds good.
Look. It lights up as well.
That's grade A production quality, man. Shows you. Yeah. Ignore the black borders we've got next to the things. I need to figure out how to crop that properly. But anyway, Wesley, welcome back. How you doing?
Aye, good mate. Good. How are you?
I am good, man. Jin's sick in this game, so I'll talk about that later. But yeah, I'm happy, man.
Looking forward to it.
Aye, and joining us for his Iron Fist debut, had to bring in the tank, DJ Vu. How you doing? Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Greg. Happy to be on.
Nice having you on. So like I say, since this is your first episode, we normally just talk a wee bit about like how you got into Tekken and how you found the scene. So just dive when you're ready.
So I started playing back. I played like the older Tekkens, like when I was younger, but I started like properly trying to learn the game back in Tekken 6. So we're talking like 2010. It wasn't until 2012 that I found the W3D offline sessions in Glasgow. And that's when I started competing back in Tag 2. So I've been competing for about 12 years now. So I'm a bit of an old man now.
Probably like the most tenured player in the scene still, eh? Like out of everybody still playing. Like
I think it's me, Smid, and Kirby who are the
old heads, bro.
Oh jeez.
not just playing, winning as well. Like I know we were talking about a bit when the Pun Life's like UK list came out for all Tekken 7, but I mean you were there like at the top in like 2017 and 2018 and like before it came out with Tag 2.
That's still a while back, but
yeah. Alright, man, sick to see. Nice to have you on. Thanks for joining again. And I mean, didn't really have a lot of notes because usually before we're preparing for most episodes, I usually have like a wee topic list and then like we introduce like, okay, is there anything specifically you want to talk about? But I mean, we've been talking about it for so long, it feels weird that we're finally here and it's a month on, so it doesn't feel like quite as apparent anymore. But Tekken 8's finally out, man. It's now we're here. Yeah, it's crazy. So I suppose it may be good just to like overall impressions of the game, just to like the full package, like how you've been getting on with it, if you've been enjoying it, and yeah, that's probably just going to take us throughout the whole episode. So yeah, and does anybody want to start us off? Alistair, how you been finding it?
I'll go. I mean, the game's great. Don't get me wrong, it is great. I'm not the biggest fan of the heat system. I think I've voiced that a few times now. It's no, I don't love the. I don't know if you can really call it meta because it's no like buildable or anything like that. But I don't really like the meta introduction aspect. Again, like I've said before, it was probably built in mind for Tekken Cross Street Fighter, and it's just sort of migrated as they came away for that. I don't like heat overall. I don't like heat smashes in particular. I don't understand why we need to have rage still with heat in the game. I just feel like I mean, it will probably this feeling will probably fizzle out as time goes on and they make balance adjustments and blah blah blah. But I just feel like it's a bit of unnecessary. It feels a little bit bloated at the moment. Really is the point I'm trying to make. Otherwise, man, the game's fun. You know, like it looks amazing. It plays really well. I still feel like there's some ironing out they need to do with movement bugs and things of that nature. But otherwise, it's great fun. It's fun to play offline, fun to play online so far. So it's the game's great.
Yeah, man. I think a lot of the issues that we're finding quite early on is it's sort of something that would never really happened before with Tekken, because there's always usually that grace period in arcade, and like granted we've had 2 betas, but compared to the amount of time you get in like arcade and then re-releases, it's shocking like how well put together it is. But it doesn't mean there isn't some egregious stuff in the game, because like we've seen already with the patches, like removing like the spikes and that sort of thing. And there's only going to be more changes before TWT, and they've not got a lot of time left as well. I think what TWT is April, because it's Evo Japan, right? So that's coming very close. But like I say, like considering how much time they've had, is really well put together. Like just outside of the core game itself, like I don't know how much we're going to talk about it, but like the package itself, in terms of like all the single player stuff, the story was great. Everything, just the full package, feels like they put budget in it. That you can see that, whereas like versus like T7, you could tell T7 was kind of like put together, like kind of strung together a wee bit from like everything that was left from Tag 2. Bye.
The whole thing about the heat system, right? So, if I had a counter argument, mine would be like, so the game had to kind of evolve in the kind of way, right? So it's always had the I remember everybody in Tekken 7 was complaining about the lack of movement in T7, right? Like not great sidestep, backdash was alright. So they wanted better backdash and better sidestepping, right? Now they already did that for Tekken 5, they did that for Tekken 6, they did that for Tekken Tag 2. Now if they wanted better sidestepping and better backdashing, we might as well have just all got a patch update. And the game wouldn't have felt any it wouldn't feel any new at this point, right? So to introduce this new kind of system, right, breathed a fresh new life into this game, to the point now where I talk to people who are casuals and they enjoyed the hell out of this game. Like here in T8, right? See, I was there for like T7 when it first started. Finding online matches was kind of hard back then. When it first started, because it would still take a while. But now, like even when as soon as I get into that online lobby, you find a match instantly. I could go restart back to first Dan, and you could find matches instantly, which shows that it's kind of grown with the first with the casual audience. On top of that, right? They said that in the first couple of weeks they sold like 2 million, or sorry, the first month they sold 2 million. And that was the first ever game out of the franchise to do that, which means they wanted a casual audience. That was the target audience. They wanted to build it bigger, and that's what they succeeded in. And it must mean that the game it must mean like the game is pretty fun, that everybody's enjoying like how it works and everything. Now I'll agree with Alistair on this one point, that they did go a tad bit far with the heat system, right? I think there's some characters that need slight adjustments, right? Not Dragonov, by the way, but still, I think they did go a little bit too far with it. And I think, and this is like, this whole system has literally just been introduced to the game. And this isn't something new completely. So there's still time to adjust this shit. Do you know what I mean? There's still more than enough time. They just need to figure out from the reviews of other people, like what needs to be dumbed down a bit. That's it.
Yeah.
Once that's
it's
done,
it's very cinematic.
Yeah. Once that's done, right, you'll have the perfect game for both the hardcore audience and the casuals.
Yeah, and we've got to remember as well that the game is just like a month old. I mean, we have had time to play it and had a lot of fun, but we need to still more time to adjust to the new system. It'll take a while to get that sort of muscle memory from Tekken 7 out and just like evolve our understanding of a new mechanic as well. So I think I'm still willing to give it some more time, just to see how I feel. Because like I find that when I'm having negative feelings is when I've been like, killed by it, and I've not fully understood it. And when I enjoy it is when I'm, killing someone with it. So I'm still in that phase of still adjusting to the new mechanic. So yeah. I still think it needs some time. And yeah, you're right. There are definitely characters that are stronger in Heat, so they'll need to tweak that. But that'll come. I think in like the next few months we'll see like little tweaks here and there. Like the first proper balance patch, we'll see like some tweaks to the stronger characters and stuff. So
that's all we need. Like if you just balance the heat system just a bit more, like you get a more fun game. And on top of that, like make the heat system, make people rely on it a little bit less than they have to. You know what I mean? Like don't just like make people take it back to Tekken. Like make people use the heat system, but still bring it back to that traditional style that the old heads would want. You know what I mean? That way you still have your casuals and you have the hardcore base audience.
Yeah, I think.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not a hater of it. and then like that. I do like it. I just I don't know. It's still sitting funny. It was never something that I would have considered for the new Tekken. I thought they would have maybe expanded on, rage drives and stuff like that. In this game, maybe made them a bit more on the cinematic side, that sort of thing. I don't hate the heat system at all. It is cool and it's fresh, but it's just it's not what I expected.
Balance, right? You just want it balanced, basically. That's what you want.
Not even really so much that I want it balanced. It's just I just feel like it's such a weird inclusion to have a metered system, like metered super system in Tekken. It's just, I don't know, it's bizarre. I mean, I do understand, obviously, what you were saying about the game had to evolve in some way. It's just sort of disappointing, and from the perspective of they've all done that Soul Calibur, Street Fighter, they've all had this sort of similar evolution to each other with the meters, and now you've got fucking wee icons that tell you when somebody's horny and that sort of shit. I don't know. I may be going a bit.
Yeah, so I think that's actually an interesting question.
Here's a question. Sorry, my bad. Right, here's a question. Right,
jump in quick.
See if Tekken, right? If Tekken did the old movement thing, right, and they brought that back, and you had T7, right, and they had better movement, right? Do you think it would? Would you still play it as much as you are playing T8 right now?
Well, we've been playing Tekken 7 for the past 7 years, eh?
So
yeah. You want?
I mean,
in a way, you kind of need that evolution and a big refresh for it to feel like.
That's my point. That's my point. It needed to change somehow.
Yeah.
See, even if they buffed the movement, though, if you think about it, like, you wouldn't be able to use it like you could in Tekken 7 because the heat system itself stops you from moving because like any sort of heat, like heat burst or heat smash, you're forced into a situation where you cannot step.
Mm-hmm.
You just need to sit there and take a 50-50.
Mm-hmm. Which is
even if the movement was buffed, you're still, like, every round you're getting heat and every round you're forced into these 50-50s, so would it make that much difference?
Yeah, and it's funny, that's even with the buff sidestep in T8 versus T7, because like even if you had like T7 sidestep, it'd be even worse.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess that's something that could happen over time. Like, the more feedback they get, they could maybe like tone up the movement and then maybe dial back the heat system if that's the overwhelming opinion of the whole community.
I think it would be really neat to be overwhelming, because I think it's one thing doing balance changes, but it's different changing like the entire system in terms of like movement. I don't know if that's something. I don't know if that's something they can just change in a patch like randomly one day, like buff back.
I mean, I definitely think.
If we're talking, sorry guys. If we're talking movement, right, the sidestep feels a lot cleaner in this game than it does T7 by far.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I 100% believe that. I feel like it like I've been able to sidestep lows that I've never been able to do in T7. You know what I mean? This one feels cleaner. The backdash needs a bit. I think needs a bit of an improvement, like everyone is saying, but I think the sidestep makes up for that. What I'm saying is, I think the sidestep makes up for that.
I'll be back in one moment, guys. Sorry.
That's right. So that was an interesting question. I wanted to ask you about this, Jason, because us four over here, we're all T7 newbies, and now like we're moving. Like for us, this is our first transition into a whole new game. Whereas you've been playing since Tekken 6, right? At least. So you've had that T6 to Tag 2 to T7 and now to T8. And even though I don't think the overhaul from T7 to T8, aerial level changes are necessarily as big as T7 to T8, because like obviously like Eunice is saying, we've added like meter and like mechanics and all that sort of thing. But how is it for you as someone who's experienced like new game transitions, like versus us who've like this is a new thing for us?
I think if you take out the heat system, it feels like the transition from 6 to Tag 2.
Right.
Like just regarding movement.
Okay.
Like that is slightly cleaner and like it's easier to sidestep block compared to 7. Like back in like Tekken 6 to Tag 2, it was virtually identical, like movement wise. But I would say that this is a bigger upgrade of movement. Like transition between both games is you can feel the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Aye, so in terms of like movement, yeah, but in terms of like I don't know, I guess like amount of like knowledge difference like that happens because it's sort of we sort of had this with the seasons patches for T7, like season 1 to 2 to 3, like you're learning moves have changed, you've got new moves. Is it a similar sort of deal for T7 to T8, or like if you take
I
out
think this is
or-
actually, yeah, I think this is probably one of the hardest because we've not had that arcade
Mhm.
really
Yeah.
to kind of figure out what the new moves are. We're just like flung at the deep end. We're all learning together.
Mhm.
So even though it seems a lot to learn, we're learning faster because we're all everybody's got it at the same time. So yeah.
Yeah, and I suppose that's the difference between like I don't know. I guess like Twitter and YouTube were still about when like Tag 2 came out, but they weren't quite as like widespread, I suppose.
Yeah.
Whereas now you've got like I mean you had Tekken Zaibatsu, like the forums back then, but now you've got like people posting Twitter stuff constantly, like Discords and that sort of thing. So like the distribution of knowledge is definitely like a lot faster. But it's like you say, it's growing with the amount of like stuff you've had to learn
Yeah.
now.
It's faster, but it's also like bloated as well. There's a lot of there's too much stuff out there, and sometimes it's the wrong stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's another big thing. Yeah, there's a lot of like, oh, I can't tech roll this situation, you know, completely untechable, and then someone opens up practice mode for 5 minutes and they figure out how to get out of it like instantly. It's like a lot of stuff like that's been posted. And hey, like you're learning all this like spike stuff, and then the spike stuff gets removed, and it's just the time we're in terms of how games are getting updated and such.
Yeah,
So
that's showing they're trying to balance it little by little.
Yeah.
They've started with the the little things like that.
Yeah, they don't want to do like a major update like just a month after release. They want to let folk get used to things, and they'll slightly adjust things as we go. You know, there's no need for a mega gut of anything at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you think of this as like season 1, they're still doing like wee chip changes before TWT comes out. But then I think when TWT's out, they're gonna hopefully this is all hopefully, we don't know. They're hopefully gonna like let the game be stable for a bit, and then do little changes, and then a bigger patch once the first season's finished.
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah, to bring you back in, we were talking about like how the transition from T7 to T8 is for Jason because he's experienced like T6 to Tag 2 to T7 to us. So I guess for you guys, like Alistair, has it been quite overwhelming like having a new game? Because obviously you start in T7, so there's a lot.
I would say right. And for me being in my position, being sort of the freshest to the game, out of everybody here, I think it's been easy for me to keep up with everybody so far in this game. It's been easier for me to keep up with everybody in this game than it was for me to ever catch up with all of yous and Tekken 7. I feel like this game is easier. It's a much easier game to get into. I suppose I now carry some knowledge from Tekken 7, so it's a bit of a fuck am I trying to say? I don't know. It's a loaded question. To be honest, I would say it's. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess the point is it's not been like overwhelming, you know.
It's not been overwhelming at all. It's been pretty smooth sailing for me.
Roster size as well is a lot smaller, so that will help.
Big time. That is that's
You're
a
going to see that.
Yeah, 3 newcomers as well, which granted they're all pretty loaded in terms of what they have, but it's not like you're often to spend like 5 or 6 whole new like move list to learn and that sort of thing. Yeah, and I think the betas helped the transition as well because it's not like we're having like an entirely fresh new system game. Okay, everyone go. Like we got to like take a bit of it off with the betas coming out, and then we could learn. Okay, this is the system. These are some of the new characters. A few changes for you.
They've also like, do you remember when we went to Amsterdam? They pretty much like they ran us through. Would you call them conference? I don't know if you call them conferences.
Yeah,
like,
it was like a presentation. Yeah.
A presentation.
Yeah.
So they ran us through presentations and they gave us betas and demos and stuff like that. So that helped ease, especially people in Alistair's position. It helped them ease into the game even more. So by the time you hit the demo of the actual game, you don't feel that overwhelmed. The only thing that you'd be lacking in that, which will be the same position as everybody else, is the knowledge.
Mm.
So the way the developers like leaned everybody into the game was kind of spot on, because then nobody felt overwhelmed by the time they went in.
Yeah, and I think it's important, especially with a game that's so legacy heavy as Tekken. Like the new stuff is you're gonna take priority of all the new stuff that's getting added. But then you imagine, like for us, like it's bad enough having like the new system with like heat and everything and all the changes that come from that. But then you've got a lot of new people. Like you say, there's been a lot of casual appeal for T8, and it's been doing really well in terms of like sales and that. But I do wonder. I'd like to talk to like an entirely like fresh newcomer for T8 and how it's been learning, because they're gonna have to learn all the Tekken intricacies, all the bullshit, all the contradictions, all the rules, and then build the heat stuff on top of that. But maybe heat makes like how heat interacts with that makes it easier to pick up to start with, you know? Maybe.
Sorry, I'm sorry if you can hear me typing. By the way, I'm replying to some of the Twitch stuff that's been said sort of on the sideline here. So
that's okay. Yeah, we can hear it, but it's not so bad. Sorry. Yeah, no, I do think that'd be interesting to hear about. I think.
Well, like, see in this game, right? They made learning stuff a lot more easier. You go into practice mode and it's pretty much all there for you. You go into the saved replays. You can look back at what went wrong. You even got that new practice mode system they put to shoot like in live in gameplay where you can change up situations. Do you know what I mean?
That's a game change.
Yeah, this is probably like in terms of like learning, this is probably the best Tekken game that's done like that will help newcomers like get into the game, which is exactly what they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't really have to suffer like the way Jason probably had to suffer ages ago.
And you get free frame data now, so that's good.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
Good start, yeah.
They don't have to suffer as much as even we had to back when we started T7, where we had to look up things on like research it. Do you know what I mean? It's actually there in the game for you.
Yeah, even us starting at T7, it was all like, what's this tutorial? Oh, avoiding the puddle on YouTube. Like, no, it's not in the game. You know, you have to look out all these guys on YouTube. Like, yeah.
Even in the game, right? Even in the game, you have like you go into move list on the practice mode, and they tell you what the moves are for. They tell you what the moves are for. Like that they've never done that before in any other game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's it's much easier to learn in this game than any other Tekken game by
Back
far.
Back in the day, you had to go to Tekken Zaibatsu. And print off some dodgy frame data.
some fucking frame data for the barras, bro. Black market frame data.
We had like what, Nick Jesus or something like with the Tekken 7 app.
Tekken Chicken, yeah. Oh.
And then we had like who else? We had Avoiding the Puddle. We had King J. We had
was that Nod?
RJ, the Frame. There was what was his name? Frame.
RB Norway.
RB Norway. That's what I was thinking of.
There was the other guy. What's his name? Frame something.
J-Frame.
Frame
Whisperer, yeah.
Frame Whisperer, yeah.
Those were the guys.
Yeah, and although granted, all those content creators are still doing stuff for T8, and they're all like doing good videos as they have before. But it's like you say, it's nice having that base level in the game itself, which makes it so much easier for people who like are just playing it. Like it is kind of ridiculous when you think about it. Like you wanted to learn like basic system stuff, and you'd have to go on YouTube. Like you can the game would even tell you it. And I think it's not even just Tekken. Like Street Fighter's been like a lot better with this stuff as well. Like 6 is so good for like onboarding people. I want to give a wee special shout out actually to, I don't know if anybody's played it yet in T8, but Arcade Quest. It's actually really good. I definitely recommended it for someone who's like picking up the game for the first time, because it breaks it down like it's like you go about and visit different like arcades, but every arcade is like teaching you like a concept of the game. I think it tells you just about like how it all pieces together and that. I think it's really good for onboarding people.
Yeah, you've definitely got all the offline features, I think. And I think another point to mention as well that it was maybe a bit controversial is they've kind of like toned down the execution inputs. Like they've certainly made it a lot easier across the board. And I know there'll be some people that might have a problem with that, but like certainly for newcomers that want to like play a character like, you know, Law or Lee or anything like that, they've toned down these inputs so that like they're not having a struggling time to do like their best tools. So it's just easier to pick up characters now.
Well, they've toned them down, but they're at least still rewarding you for doing the original input. But you get damage.
Yeah, they make it that sort of like blue spark thing. You know, still get the just input. You get like a slightly better property.
Yeah, and it's even little stuff like with Jin, like one of Jin's main changes at like hook fist, like just regular hook fist, not electric, still like launches normally. But like say for example, crouch dash 1, which is like his left uppercut, if you do the electric, you can use it as a ground hitting move. It's like little things like that where it's still the execution's there if you want to do it, but it's not 100% necessary depending on like who you're playing.
Does Jin get like automatic electrics in heat like Kazuya does?
Yeah, so he does, but if you mess up your input, you get a little like chunk taken away of your heat.
Right.
Yeah, which is actually quite funny. It led to a moment in one of the betas where I was complaining that when you do electric with Jin and heat, it still spends your heat even if you're doing the electric input correctly. And then somebody told me, no, it doesn't. Your execution's whack. I'm like, oh, okay, that's so that was that's why you don't go into Discords and say stuff with your full chest confident unless you actually know what you're talking about. That was a lesson learned.
Get fucked moment.
Yeah, I thought my execution was good, man. Turns out you play Kazumi for however long. No, just not there at all. But
Try to. That's all you got.
I know, man. I know. Aye. Actually, yeah, that's a good point. Has anybody messed about with simple select? I don't think anybody's would.
I was actually typing my reply there, but since you brought it up, I'll say it. I think it's cool for kids, you know, like
Sure,
your fucking 60-year-old uncle who played it with your dad on the PS1. Like, it's cool, and that notion that it's for people who just want to fuck around on the game.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that's about as far as it being a tool goes, I guess. Tekken, or fighting games in general, but Tekken, I think especially, is just difficult in its nature. People don't want to learn left punch, left kick, right kick sort of thing. Like, they don't. Well, so it's cool in that aspect, man. Like, if it's fucking two uncles, man, fucking about, they're drunk or something, you know, or kids playing it, you know, that sort of shit. It is a cool feature, don't get me wrong, but it's not. That's as far as it goes, really.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a misnomer because like I wonder if there's people who'll like start with simple select and then they'll be like, all right, I can eventually figure out how to learn how to play the game properly. But I think like it's not like starting off from like the same point. It's like you're kind of veering off if you're just playing simple select, and it's going to be rough coming back to actually learn it properly. But it's like you say, just like for casual stuff is good. I know some people are a bit like, oh, I don't know, maybe about using it in tournaments, you know, it's a bit bullshit. It's quite funny. I don't know if you've seen, but there's like it actually gives you access to certain punishments, like punishment and like execution stuff that makes it way easier. Or like stuff that's impossible to do. I think the one I seen was that, I think it was somebody blocking a minus 15 low with Ling, and then they were able to like stand up, simple select, launch, like back 1+2, so you don't have to do the crouch cancel. You know, like whatever our old down 4-2 launcher was. Like you can just do that from crouch with simple select. Like little things like that are a bit weird.
I hope Lewis
That
isn't
shit
watching
should be
this.
banned.
I mean, Lewis doesn't need to know that, man, with how cooked Ling is in this game, but we can talk about that a bit later. But yeah.
And it's distracting as well, having that little menu pop up.
It's annoying.
Yeah, I don't know if you've been hit by
Actually,
the
doing that in tournament.
Yeah, well, actually, it's funny you say that. I don't know if you've been hit by the strat. Funny again, Ling player, obviously. Where I was playing ranked, and it was lagging, of course. But whenever I would get a launch, they would just start flashing the menu up. So like they would just start mashing out one. So like anytime I get a launch, I can't judge wall distance because they're like covering up that half of the screen. I'm like, where the fuck is the wall? Like, it's very weird. Like I get they probably just show the menu because it's just hard coded to do that. But even like online, the menu flashing up, is a bit strange. But
There should be like a simple setting just to turn it off, like from your side at all times, especially online.
Well, I mean, see, the thing is, it was in Tekken 7 as well, wasn't it? The simple select thing. It wasn't quite as fucking gnarly as it is in Tekken 8. I don't really know. I think the use of it will just die out. I don't really ever recall seeing it in Tekken 7 that often. Maybe when I started and I was fucking battling for my life, bro, at Grandmaster rank. You know, like, you would see that sort of shit. But I mean, above that, you didn't really ever see it. I don't think. I don't think, like Fury just said, I wonder if TWT will ban Simple Select. I can't really see any legitimately striving to improve player part.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think if there was some like massive game breaking execution thing that was found, then yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But I'm not seeing. I don't really see like a case of somebody like practicing only on Symbol Select for a few years and being able to beat like Arslan, like out of nowhere or something crazy like that. It's a bit. It's really restrictive and cut down compared to like even if you played Street Fighter, bring up Street Fighter again. Like Street Fighter added modern mode in SF6 where they remove all the motion inputs and it's all like single button directions. And it's cut down and you don't get as many like access to as many moves and specials as you would with classic controls, but it's still very, very usable and leads to a lot of techniques that you aren't normally able to do, to the point where there's a lot of professional players who just play modern only and they're able to like win tournaments and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I have seen a lot about that. I've heard a lot of chatter regarding that. But it's a completely different style of game, isn't it? It's a 2D versus a 3D. So it is. Don't get me wrong. There probably will be some. Oh man, I'm holding back my words here. There will be some guy
yeah, sure, okay.
and some fucking, I don't know, man, some fucking random Polish tournament, bro, who's gonna god match everybody with this tech he's got from Simple Select. But I don't really think it will surface in the same way that it surfaced in Street Fighter.
Yeah, it's not like Simple Select simplifies movement. It's like it's not giving you like an instant green backdash, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh god, I'm getting visions of like you're playing Solid EU and you get like a free bar connection on a bad PC, and then you see the menu pop up and you're like, oh god, here we go. Then it's just,
you're getting fucking wasted, bro.
Yeah, like, they're doing grabs, instant hell sweeps and stuff. Man, I do not want to experience that. I've not played any online. Oh no, we've done sparring grounds, but I've not done any like big online tournaments like that. I wonder when ICFC comes if that's going to be a thing. I can see it first week. There's going to be some random guy with a questionable connection that just bodies somebody out of nowhere, and there's going to be tears on Discord for ages. That'd be funny, man. I want to see that. I really want to see that. Yeah. I suppose that's a good segue. We've all been playing a bit of ranked, I imagine. I've been seeing some of the ranks. We've been getting up there, you know. How do we feel about the online experience then? Since that's where most of us have been practicing and playing.
Well, if we start with like connection, I think it's been quite good for the most part. Like it depends obviously who you're accepting, but I think for the most part I've not had as much lag as I have had in Tekken 7, so there's definitely an improvement in that sense.
Yeah, I think.
I don't know if
Yeah, I think like if you're playing like similar to T7, but if you're playing wired v wired and it's like we're all playing each other, it's a lot better and a lot more stable. Sorry, go on, Eunice.
You go on.
No, I was just going to say, but it gets a bit different when you introduce crossplay, which is great to have crossplay, but I think in certain circumstances it's not too good. And this honestly might have been an issue in T7, but it's became more apparent with T8 with the indicator, is that some of you guys really need to upgrade your PCs. Like anybody watching, like please run benchmarks and check, because some of these games you're getting are horrendous. I remember, like, I want to say I was going through red ranks or whatever. I had a wee streak going with Jin, you know. I was quite happy, and I get a large player on Wi-Fi, and the Wi-Fi was 5 bars, you know, whatever, man, not too bad.
Wesley.
No,
it's my second account, man.
Yeah, it was Wesley's German brother. Then as soon as you see that indicator start flashing, you're like, oh god, here we go. And it's not flashing; it's red constantly. And I think like the game, like with how demanding the game is, it's definitely exposing some people's PCs, and it is sometimes worse than a bad connection.
One thing I'm curious of is I've seen, because it must be shit for the person playing, no, but I've seen a couple of fucking heated debates on Twitter where people have been like, bro, your PC's dog shit, and they're like, it's fine for me.
Yeah,
I don't know what you mean. So I don't know where that like maybe the matchmaking system needs to have a bit more intricacy to it in terms of, you know, matching people up with similar rigs or something like that. But then again, that would just fucking destroy it. Do you know what I mean? Like if you've got a shit hot PC, bro, you'll never get matched against anybody. You won't.
Yeah,
I don't really know what the
I mean, one the way they fixed it is something that they've been doing since Street Fighter 4 on PC is make you run a benchmark before you enter ranked, and like make sure you can hit a consistent frame rate, and like automatically adjust your settings towards it. Because I can tell that some of these some of the people will be like, they'll play the game a bit and they'll get 60 like offline on like a stage that's not very demanding, but then you can see a lot of these transitions as soon as you play online, like Lee's Palace, you get the wall break and it just chugs. Like the game just turns to shit instantly. Yeah, I think it's a mix of like not powerful enough rigs and the settings there just aren't like fitting for it.
One thought that occurred to me actually in that regard was what if there was like a setting that you could set personally for yourself that you don't want to play on certain stages? Like, because for me, I sometimes have trouble with two stages in particular: the dojo stage and arena. For some reason, even though see the one where you're on the fucking moon or whatever, I would expect that to be my most demanding stage. That's got a lot of shit going on all the time. The dojo, bro, it's just fucking walls. Like, but as soon as a wall breaks for me, man, like I'd say like maybe 60% of the time, every time, I get like that bit of drop and shit. So maybe there's some way you could set it so that if you're playing online, you could restrict. Obviously, fucking, you can't just be like, I only like to play fucking the Victor stage, you know what I mean? But maybe set 3 stages or something that are maybe too demanding.
I like the first to 2 formats for the online, because I think it gives you a good tournament style feel, and it practices competitors for that first to 2 style. Which is great because see, like if you're revenge matching someone back in T7, the problem is like you weren't getting used to the way you played someone if you first met them. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to play like long base set plays instead of like first to 2 go. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like see when you're playing in first to 2 like in a tournament, right? It's like 3, 2, 1 go. It's like you have to play right now. You have to do whatever you can right now. Whereas, like, see, when you were revenge matching every time in T7, it's just like you had more than enough time to try and analyze your opponent. You had more than enough time to be like, oh, I'm gonna do this and like make read-based plays like forever. So I think first to 2 would prepare competitors properly for like a tournament, whether online or offline. I think that's great, and plus, it's probably great for emotional damage as well because like. See when you're playing like fucking long time, right, and you're getting your ass kicked, man. Like, see by the time you've left and you've played like 300 matches with the guy, it's
draining.
It's draining. You don't want to do anything else after that. See, after like when you're done with the first to 2 in T8, like you could be like, all right, cool, we could move on to the next one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like your life is being sucked out of you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, well, apparently some people find it quite difficult to even play first to 2s or even first to 1s, but that's a separate issue.
First to 2, I think, should be mandatory, bro. It should be mandatory first to 2, man.
I don't get why everyone's so upset about that. Like, I really don't. Like, what is the thing about having to run 2 games? Like,
because man, I'm losing points, bro. That's a format.
I'm losing points. I don't want to lose points. I want to gain points. I want to gain points. That's all I want.
If you're going to ranked, you're agreeing to do first to 2s. That's my thought.
Yeah.
If you're not going to do a first to 2, you should lose points.
Like, bro, imagine you sit down with somebody, like, even at like a casual setup, bro, at locals or something, bro, they sit down, they play you one game, they get up, bro, you'd be like, what the fuck are you doing, man? First to 2 at least, do you know what I mean?
I didn't like your character, though. I don't want to play with you, you know. Like, I'm going to walk to the other side of the room and just play something else, you know. Yeah, I think it's so weird because like when you first heard the first to 2 change, I know there was a lot of people that were like, oh no death matches anymore. Me personally, I occasionally I'd have good death matches on T7, but it's like Eunice is saying, eventually, like past the 5th or 6th game, it just becomes a game of who can keep the skill level as high as possible without shitting it and just playing like terribly, and it's just a case of like who breaks first. Whereas at least with the first to 2, it's like you play intense tournament style, and then that's it, and you can move on to the next set. Yeah.
That's the thing is, the only reason I got that was because I was watching someone review my games from like ECT, right? And they made a really good point about me, like the way I was playing way too slow. They basically described it as long base set play. That's what I was doing. Like, and he clocked that, and I thought that was pretty fucking smart. I was trying to figure out what he was trying to say at first, but then it's like I suddenly realized I was like, wait a minute, I've been playing a lot of ranked recently, right? I said to myself, I've been playing a lot of ranked, and I've been doing revenge match after revenge match. I once played Joker, right, from like 11 at night, right? I swear to God, we didn't stop playing until 6 in the morning.
That's wild, bro.
We didn't stop playing until 6 in the morning. I swear to God, you can ask him yourself. We didn't stop playing until 6 in the morning. And that's not good for either of us, right? If we're trying to like upper tournament game. Well, him probably, yeah, but me not really. Because I've been trying to play slow based, and that's not really good for me. Because I like, number one, I'm not very good at playing slow, and number two, like tournaments, like you have to adapt to each opponent. And if there's someone just like constantly in your face all day, and you're trying to play like a slow based game, how are you gonna like? How your adaptation won't be fast enough to stop exactly what they're doing.
That's kind of why I try not to play ranked too much in general. I pick up too many bad habits. It really affects how I play if I play a lot of online. So I try. I've not really played much.
But the ranked is probably the best place to like kill your bad habits, because like again, first to two style, right? Like you could go back and see what you did wrong, and then you go back into ranked again, and then like try to break that habit that you had before. Do you know what I mean?
I guess I don't know. I maybe it's a mindset thing for me, but I get too caught up in playing the same way, sort of thing.
You'll have bad habits in tournament as well.
Yeah, I suppose.
You'll have bad habits in tournament as well. You have to find out how to break them online. If you can break them online in your own house, you could do it offline as well.
I think it might be a double-edged sword, because it's like you say, it's good having first to two, because then you can play how you would more in a tournament. But I feel like I don't know if this is the same for everybody else, but I find a lot of the time when I'm hopping into ranked, it becomes like, especially if it's a long session on ranked with all the first to twos, it becomes, okay, I'm gonna run my game plan, or like run my level 1 stuff, see if it works, and then you don't have a lot of breathing room past that. Like if it works, great, okay, you get points, you rank up, whatever. But then if it doesn't, you're maybe not addressing like some of the like deeper issues with your gameplay. I don't know. Maybe it's more like the ranked is for like testing that stuff, but then you do sets like player match sets to address issues with your like how you're playing.
Yeah, that's definitely the reason why I would play ranked more, like, or be more inclined to do like a long death match. Like even if I was losing like 6 times in a row, I'd want to keep playing just to try and like, what am I doing wrong, or what am I losing to, and just to try and try different stuff to like overcome what's going on. I guess you can't really you can't really do that in a first to two. I guess it's more just like you get a lot less time to adjust.
That's the thing, right? See, the one thing I learned playing Tekken 7 and playing against Grim, right? Grim is the perfect example of this. Is in Tekken, your adaptation has got to be fucking fast. You know what I mean? It has to be fast. Like you can't, these long base set plays. These long ranked games that you have, right? If you got many times you've got so much time to adapt. But see, when you're playing like the same way, like Grim, like again, this is something I learned from him. Like it's probably the best thing I've ever learned from him, is that your adaptation has to be quick. Because in tournament, you won't have that same kind of time. You won't have that prep time like you do in ranked, like you did in T7 ranked. You won't. But like in T8, it will teach you to adapt faster, if anything.
Yeah, it definitely will be better for offline tournaments, like preparing.
Yeah.
Right, well, a big message in that really is play your first twos on ranked.
Yeah. Anybody watching who maybe doesn't play all their first to twos, they play first to ones. Maybe they play first to 0.5s and then the game closes somehow. I don't know, something like that.
Or maybe they rage quit during the second game.
That's a different story.
Yeah, that's that's a side note. It is so funny to imagine Michael Murray walking through to Harada with an Excel sheet of here's all the guys that have been reported on Twitter with a hashtag. That's
I would pay top dollar to see that list. I would pay top dollar to see that list.
I'd love to see it. You remember was it Sync that had the list in T7 eventually? Like he made a list of like people that were plugging. Like I think it all like collected together. back then. So I imagine it's just gonna be the equivalent of that.
Was
But
that
okay.
Sync? Was that Sync, by the way?
I think Sync made that list, yeah, in T7.
Yeah, Sync was the one that did that.
It's honestly a bit bad that they don't seem to do anything automatically about people plugging at the moment. Like, 'cause I feel like even T7 eventually, like it didn't at the start, but eventually they started penalising people. Like they would dock you points and they would demote you. But it doesn't. It seems like at the moment, like rage quitting is just free in T8.
Bro, I got some stories about rage quitters, man. But I could go like a whole podcast on stories about rage quitters. It's funny as fuck. It's like some you really want to smack in real life, like you really do, but you just can't.
Yeah.
Does the disconnection rate actually work? Like the percentage? Because I've definitely played like certain people like and they've plugged on me like say 3+ times and it's never moved. It's always 0.0. In fact, I've never come up against something that's had a higher than 0.0% disconnection rate.
I saw does a disconnection rate show in Tekken 8? No,
it didn't.
And Tekken 7, I would say the highest that we ever really saw was like 2%, but 2% equated to like fucking 70%, bro. Like,
if you see that 2%, you just don't.
Hell no! I don't know. I don't understand why they didn't include disconnection rate and stuff like that. And they already have these tools pre-implemented into the game for banning people or doing whatever, man. It's stupid.
I saw in T7.
What?
It was 10%.
Really? Fuck, man.
So
that's like 100%, really. And Tekken 7 math, bro. The guy's never finished a fucking rank set.
Didn't they have it so that like after 10% stuff, their name would actually go yellow and then red and stuff like that?
Bro, I swear, like I'll read you one message from a rage quitter once that I got. It's pretty funny. So.
Well, he rage quit on you and then sent you a message.
He rage quit on me, right? So I just went onto Discord because I had him. I says to him, what did I say to him? I sent him the picture and I says, why? He goes, you know what he says to me? He goes, sorry, I'm salty, not an excuse.
Well, okay. He's admitting it, man.
Right. Well, I'm happy that you're sorry, but that's not going to give me my time back, you know.
I swear, I didn't even know what to say. I wanted to be mad, but I just had I had a giggle about it. I wanted to be mad, I couldn't be. And see, the thing is, like, since we're talking about rage quitters, like, apparently this whole spreadsheet thing with Excel.
Yeah.
Right. See, here's the thing, right? I don't know if they're trying to ban the people who rage quit completely, right? If that's the case, I think Harada may have gone a little bit too far, right? If here's what you do, right? Here's how I would do it. See, if you rage quit, you go back, you jump back like 20 ranks, make your work back again. So see, like if you're in Bushin, right, and you're rage quitting, you're going back to Brawler.
I actually think the punishment they're saying at the moment is that it's going to set you back to beginner. Not ban you outright, but your rank will just get reset to beginner and you'll only do.
Okay, I thought they were just gonna ban him outright. I was like, that's a little bit too far, man.
I don't know.
Somebody mentioned that there's like laws and things in different countries that prevent them from doing that.
So talk.
Yeah.
Which I don't really get because like games like Overwatch, for example, like if you like plug or whatever or disconnect, you're like banned for like 10 minutes. And then if you go in a game and then do it again, you're like, it's an hour. So why not just implement something like that?
Exactly. That the being timed out should have been a day one function for plugging. The banning thing is weird. Murray did bring it up on the Tekken talk because I think in games like that, I don't know if you can get banned outright for doing that, like in Valorant or whatever.
Well,
I think it's mostly cheating. Cheating, something you'll definitely get banned for.
Yeah, I think like outright cheating and like wall hacks and stuff like that, you will get banned, and like your account will get banned, and you won't be able to play at all. Whereas like if you're say like in Counter-Strike, I used to play a lot of Counter-Strike and I still do a wee bit, but if you're like griefing and like killing teammates and stuff, you'll get suspended from matchmaking and timed out, but you'll still be able to play the game. You just won't be able to play like ranked or like online modes like that. So it's like a bit off. It's not the full thing.
Yeah, I kind of think they just like issue bans so like easily. I mean, like disconnections do happen. Like it's not just like rage quitting. People will disconnect just because of whatever reason, you know. So I think they need to be a bit more careful in that sense.
Bro, I think I like the way Jay was doing it. So like they do T underscore report and then hashtag plug or something, and they put the name of the person, and then them and the other person fight it out with each other about why there was a disconnection, and then we all judge on Twitter and say set it back like 20 ranks. That's your punishment. Go.
Yeah.
I'd like that idea. That's a good idea for me.
Well, have like a community jury on Twitter. Yeah, I don't think that is a good idea.
Nah, not really.
It doesn't even have to be. I mean, it'd be great. Like, could you imagine like putting somebody on stand, right, and then having someone on the jury just like fucking questioning the person, questioning the defense. So why'd you plug for? Would the cat trip over your router? What happened here, bro?
I mean, I'd be up for that, man. Like if they did like a stream, bro, and be like, right, here's the top 30 cunts on the list. Like you need to come in and fucking talk your way out of this, bro. that would be sick.
It's
Taking another fucking 2 million copies, bro, in like 20 minutes.
There's the new Among Us game. It's like the new Among Us. Just put questions up here. Why'd you do it?
It's like the Eris ban appeals. They invite everybody one by one who's top of the list to come on and explain themselves.
Aye, man, that would be
like,
fucking class.
Oh, my PC wasn't running it good. Oh, my connection was a bit spotty. Oh, it was Steam maintenance, like Jason said. You know.
you know how Adam would be fucking roasting people as well, man.
Could you imagine the arguments and the chaos that would ensue? Guys, it'd be beautiful. I promise you, it would be fucking. It would be hilarious.
Bro, it's bad enough. It's
bad
enough right now,
YouTube
man.
Content. We would make millions in YouTube content. I shit you not.
I can't remember. Yeah, Power Cut. That's another classic. Yeah, yeah. Power Cut at like 1 a.m. Like, yeah, man. Oh god. I mean,
all those Steam maintenance updates, you know.
Yeah.
I had to take my dog for a walk.
Yeah, just my dog was sick, ate my homework, you know. Yeah, that kind of thing, man. It's crazy. Yeah, it's a bit mad there's nothing automatic for them. I mean, hopefully I don't know. I feel like resetting their rank isn't going to discourage people who do it all the time, you know, because they're just going to get it back. At least one thing that is good is that they can't like just load their save now. Like save is actually stored online. That's one thing, but yeah, the fact that it doesn't do anything automatically is a bit weird. But yeah,
they could make pluggers fight each other. yeah, that would be good.
They just never finish.
Just a wee pool of them, bro. Like this is the only 10 cunts you get to play for the rest of fucking Tekken 8, man.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I think certain games, like I think like Counter-Strike used to do that, where like if your trust score gets low enough, you just get put with other hackers. So like games just become like games like people playing like aimbot versus aimbot, and it just becomes the most insane like shit games you've seen.
But that would probably actually be like pretty fun to watch. Not gonna lie.
Oh yeah.
Who can plug the fastest, basically?
You're just gonna get people.
You know how many times I've played JP from Newcastle, right? And I've wanted to just plug, just once, just to like, you know, get a funny reaction out of it. I meant to end it just because he made me so mad because of the way he fucking plays, and I've just been like, I kept my cool.
Yeah.
I never plugged once on that guy, by the way, and I should have at least did it once.
He's playing Nina, so it's deserved, you know.
I've wanted to plug many times, man. Don't get me wrong, bro. Everybody's gotten fucking pissed off enough, bro. Like somebody hits that final counter hit, bro, and you're like, "Fuck this shit, man." But I'm too good of a person, really, to do it.
I'm too stubborn to do it. The thing is, I'm too fucking stubborn. Like, see what if I'm losing to someone? I'm one of those obsessive people that'll keep rematching until I fucking figure out a way to do it, to beat someone. Do you know what I mean? I'm too fucking stubborn. That's why I was playing Joke until fucking 6 a.m. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
because I just.
Yeah, it's weird, like the urgency of it, because it ties into the first of two thing. It's like, it's 2 games, man. Like you don't need to leave that badly, you know. It's not gonna kill you to like stay for like one more game, you know. But
yeah, Wesley, fucking one and done hero over here. Always wrong with that shit.
No, I mean, well, plugins obviously different, but like, I mean, if somebody just wants to play a game, I mean, for whatever their reason is, fair enough. But I'm not going to get mad about that. But yeah, plugin is fucking a different story for me.
Don't get me wrong, I don't get mad about it. Well, I mean, sometimes I get mad about it, bro. If I lose, man, and they leave, I'm like, you're a fucking gimp. But You know, but if you only want to jump on for one game, bro, go play player match or something. Go to the battle lounge. You know what I mean?
But the thing is, the only reason you mind is because you want more rank points, and that's the only reason. And it's just
You
not
don't even get that much
a good
rank
enough
points.
reason, is it?
You
What?
don't even get that much rank points. Like,
But that's what I mean. So what's the problem?
They could have a valid reason for like leaving though. They might have a steak pie in the oven.
That's true.
Their food's been delivered.
Oh, aye. Yeah, nah. So, yeah, the online's a bit of a mixed bag at the moment. I think there's like a lot of general improvements from T7. Like I like the first Force to 2 and like the rank system. You can actually see the points you're gaining. That's good. And there's a lot of like hidden stuff about how like points gain and how the multipliers are different. Like sometimes you'll lose to someone and lose like half your bar, and other times you'll beat someone and then you'll gain like a tiny wee bit like that. Overall, I've been enjoying it. You've been playing a lot of online, Jason, a lot ranked, or just a wee bit?
I've only like played maybe like I don't know, like 300 games in ranked.
All right.
I have met a lot of pluggers, like maybe like 20 pluggers.
Yeah.
But I think that could be to do with the way I play as well, because sometimes
I was about to say, bro,
if they're going to plug.
you've got the
If I
most.
sense someone's going to plug, I'm going to play a certain way. I'm going to make them plug.
You've definitely got probably one of the most jarring play styles, bro. Well, 100%. This probably comes from back in fucking T6 and Tag 2 days, bro, where it was so easy to just rip the arse out of people in the first place. But you definitely are able to turn on the fucking jarring gameplay button, bro. Even when we played the other night, man, you started doing shit like down back one into down forward two and shit. I was like, fuck's sake.
Oh, just while we're talking about this, one point I do want to make about the plugin thing that they really need to fix is the whole win streak thing.
Yeah.
Like if you've got a win streak thing going and then they plug on you, you lose that. That is the most infuriating thing, I think, out of being plugged on.
Yeah. Sorry, I need to step away again for 1 second.
That's right.
But you lose out in the bonus, don't you?
That's what I'm telling you. Community jury, right? Community court on pluggers, right? Let them defend themselves and let us have a good laugh. I'll literally break out popcorn, right? I'll sit on the screen like this. I'll break out the popcorn, listen to these arseholes defend themselves.
I mean, I don't think there's like, you know, I mean, you shouldn't get so worked up about getting plugged on. I guess there is a degree when you're playing an online game, you've got to accept that that's a risk. But definitely, they need to fix these things in terms of like disconnection rates, like a timeout sort system, and then definitely the whole win streak thing. They need to sort that.
Yeah.
You never got mad at someone like plugging on you?
Oh yeah, I've got mad at it, but that's what I mean. Is you shouldn't get as worked up as it sometimes causes, because at the end of the day, you know.
I think it's weird. Sometimes it's like you can have it both ways, where it's frustrating if you're trying to like rank up to a certain point and like somebody's leaving like right at the end of the game or whatever. But it's almost like Jason was saying, you feel like you've won if you can play a way that you know they're gonna plug and then they do. Like if it's sometimes satisfying like that. Like I don't know, like you've had a situation where you hit your big final launcher and then instantly the screen freezes and you're like, all right, yeah.
Here's the thing for pluggers, right? See, like, because someone brought the, you know, like Jinxie, the Rainbow Six Siege player. He's a Twitch streamer as well. So he made a good point.
Right, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. He made a really good point that I've carried on like since before he even said it. Like, see if you rage quit in a game, especially in a first to fucking 2, right? That reflects in real life, because like how you gonna face challenges in real life when you can't even fucking deal with getting smacked about in a video game, right? How do you deal with getting smacked about in life if you can't deal with getting smacked about in a video game?
I wouldn't quite say Tekken ranked is a good life lesson.
Yeah, I don't think you want to psychoanalyze somebody based on how they play Tekken ranked.
No, trust me. See, listen, it's a real thing. If you can't fucking deal with like getting smacked about in like video game, right? How you gonna deal with the like challenges in real life? Things get tough.
Yeah.
Trust me, there's a correlation here. I'm telling you. You might
need to write a paper on this and publish it, Eunice.
Sorry?
You need to write a paper and publish this, Eunice.
Trust me, if I wrote a paper, people would read this shit. If I wrote a paper, people would read this shit. I swear to God, it's true as well. And I had a million followed Twitch streamers say the same thing, so I must be right. I must be right.
Oh, all right.
A case in point, right? Didn't we have someone smack their hitbox at an event so loud that everybody heard it.
We did, yeah. And that was offline.
There we go. Can't deal with it can't deal with it online, can't deal with it offline.
I still maintain, by the way, that if you if you end up on this XL list and shit like that, and you're banned from online, bro, you should be banned from TWT events as well. I think that would be. Do you know what? Fuck, man, you don't need to revert ranks and all that. See for those of us who do actually compete, that do also plug online, bro. Fuck you, man. You're not coming to TWT, plugging bitch, bro. You need to do real life court, man, if you want to fucking. If you want to come to fucking TWT events.
Someone as crazy as me who agrees with me.
Or you get to play, but you have to wear like a dunce cap the entire time, you know? Like just like a big hat that just points out the fact that you've like been rage quitting online and everything.
Yeah. You need to sit on a chair that pushes your knees up so that your fucking stick's dead uncomfortable or something like that.
But I think definitely, I think the most majority won't come to offline events. They'll just be, online.
Yeah, like 99% of them are just online warriors. Like they're not really competing offline in that, but. Yeah. Oh, well, that was a fun 20-minute discussion about plugging in everything. This is how bad the situation is at the moment, guys. Like I hope it gets addressed soon and fixed, because it is tragic, because it's a 50-50 when you're unranked and you don't know whether you're going to finish the game or not. But
you know what's funny? We had the best MK player in the UK, right? What's his name again? I forgot, right? But even he tried Tekken out for the first time, and he said the Tekken 8 rank system was the worst rank system because of the plugging and stuff.
And I've heard horror stories about Combat League, man. So that tells you how bad it is. Is it? Oh, that's going to really annoy me.
He's from England. He's from London. I forgot his name.
I know exactly who you're talking about, but I forget what his name is.
Is it that wears a mask? No.
No. Name.
I don't know anything about Mortal Kombat players. Mortal Kombat's whack, bro. So
hold on, I know his name. I'll find it.
Yeah, please find it, because that's going to annoy me. I'm not going to be able to focus on anything else. But I don't know. Yeah. Sorry, were you going to say something there, Wesley, or what? I heard you.
Me? No.
No, I'm hearing things. Never mind. Okay. So T have talking about the online experience and everything. Anybody trying any single player stuff, any offline stuff? What do we? Any opinions on that?
Well, I played the story mode, which I thought was definitely a big upgrade on Tekken 7.
Yeah.
I definitely thought it was very good in terms of.
I don't mind the what do you call it? Fucking graphic novel sort of thing that they had going on in Tekken. Personally, man, I think Tekken 8 story looks ridiculous, bro. Like I've complained about it a few times now, but I'll do so again. They're all running about in a battlefield, man, and King's in his bad luching.
I've not seen it yet.
It looks ridiculous. And this is supposed to be like the thing that kind of annoys me overall about Tekken 8's aesthetic. This is supposed to be like a pure end of the world event and all that. Kazuya's fucking running riot, man, laser beaming cities and all that. And you load up the game. Yay, man, we're fighting a war. It's Tekken 8. It's like, fuck's sake, man.
They've definitely given it a more anime style story. But,
it's like, Kazuya's fucking at the end of the world. Let's have a party, bro. Do you know what I mean? It's it's stupid.
Yeah. I mean, whatever you think of the actual story, I think the layout of how it's done is a lot better than 7. Like, even if you don't like the story.
Yeah, even like putting aside opinions of that, I find that the execution of it and like the production values and everything, like so like leaps and bounds ahead of T7's.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, to be honest, I could draw on a piece of paper and it would still be a better story than what T7 provided us with.
you don't miss the narrator, man. You don't miss the narrator. Like
the investigator guy. That was the most pointless thing ever.
Actually, they made him a playable character. There'd be YouTube videos of everyone giving him giving him his finisher, and he'd be all bloody on the YouTube pin profile.
Yeah, I don't want to. I won't give anything away because I know some of us haven't played it and like spoilers or whatever. But I personally really enjoyed it. Like I'm a Jin main, so you know, like I'm very biased to a lot of the stuff that's happening. But I thought it was really cool, really sick. But yeah, I don't know. We spoke about our arcade quest. Like the overall package is quite good. Like the online everything. I suppose we could.
I do like the lounge feature. I do like the
lounge.
Lounge feature. Very good.
Yeah. I know a few of us have been playing about in that, like maybe not hopping on ranked, but instead just hanging out in the lounges and then challenging people. You meet a lot of interesting people. I think it's funny. There's a lot of people who just hang out in the lounge and don't play ranked. which is quite fun in a way.
That's,
I mean, for better or worse, it definitely promotes a more social aspect rather than just like going into ranked on Tekken 7.
Yeah, well, it's very far removed, but I guess the idea is like it's kind of like arcade. You know, you rock up, you play whoever's there. You know, hang out.
Yeah.
The ghost mode. I downloaded a few people's ghosts from Korea, and it was kind of underwhelming, to be honest, because I was in the dude, I was playing against Lowhigh's ghost. I was beating the crap out of it, and I was like, yeah, this replicates real life for sure.
I think the ghost mode still has a ways to go, but I mean, I reckon in 2 years, ghosts will be a bit more like real life playing against the real player. I reckon it's going to take a long time, bro, before like fucking your JDCR teacher just goes to teabag and all that. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I think it'll take a minute for the ghost.
Playing your own ghost is actually pretty fun. Like playing your own ghost, it actually develops a lot better. But when you're playing other people's ghosts, it's not really. It doesn't feel any better. So if you're gonna play a ghost, play your own one because it's much better.
But there's definitely some kinks in that. Like you can tell the ghost is trying to like or copy a combo that you've done so many times, but the timing will be slightly off, so some weird random move will just come out in the middle of it.
Yeah,
and there's definitely a lot of kinks that needs to be updated or changed.
Yeah, it was definitely very fun. Like not in the full game, but in the demo, I was playing loads of Ghost Battle against like Jin v Jin, just so I could like learn a lot of stuff. And it would see it eventually, like it's like you say, if you're playing against it, it's working up, and then eventually to the point where I was getting beat like some rounds in some games. But there's got a few kinks, like you say, where if you mess up a combo off of a launcher once, it'll just commit to that combo and it won't bother like relearning like a whole new one. It's a cool feature though. It's like you can pretend you can beat Knee, you know, because you played against his ghost that doesn't sidestep or anything, it just does his combos and that's it. But yeah.
I'm the number one low high beater.
What character was it? What character was he playing?
It was his Brian.
Oof, okay, all right.
I was waiting for him to do like top back forward taunt jet upper. It never happened. I was hanging back at the wall for like 20 minutes. I was like, when's Low High gonna get his ass over here?
Speaking of Koreans and Tekken and stuff, did any of you guys watch that ATL?
No, I haven't had a chance actually.
No man, I caught quite a good bit of that. A lot of Azucena. I haven't really had much trouble against this character whatsoever. What do you feel about the new characters in general?
So when I labbed a bit of Azucena, the first thing I said to myself was, "Well, that's it. Josie's done."
Mm.
I can't watch trailers because trailers are too fast and exciting. But see, when I labbed the character, I was like, "Yep, Josie's done." I'm not sure about Bruce, but Josie's never coming back. I think the down forward 1-4, I think it is, string.
Yeah.
The fact that it jails is kind of fucking annoying. What else? The running 3-2 thing. It's hard to sidewalk that and then duck at the same time, like Super Kuma was saying at one point.
Mm-hmm.
I find that hard to do. And then there's the back turn mixes is kind of annoying to deal with. That's the kind of shit that's annoying as fuck to deal with. Victor feels hella linear to me. I don't know what everybody else thinks, but he feels like there's this thing that like Victor players like to do is like they do like a wee mid check and then they go transition into stance, and then you just sidestep even a little bit and the cunt's like all the way down there, like he's far gone and everything. In heat mode though, like he's a bitch to deal with in heat mode. Like, if you even try to like take one small micro dash against him, he's doing up 1+2.
Yeah, that needs tweaked. Up 1+2 in heat is a joke. That needs completely.
Is that the teleporting shit?
Aye.
Yeah, it's like safe, and you have to sidestep right. I think it's the only way to beat it. But even then, it's like
you
everything
can
else.
jab float it if you're really really sharp.
Yeah, you can.
Good luck with that online, though.
That's the fucking Tekken 6 and him coming out and talking about jab float shit. Bro, this is easy mode Tekken, bro. We don't do that. We just want everything left.
I'm just going to spam up forward 3 with Lars and hope it hits.
Yeah.
And then there's June, right? And then June's like, do you know that 1+4 string that Asuka has, or like a Devil June, sorry?
Yeah.
1+4 string where you pick up off of Hell Sweep. Hers you can't duck mid string. Like, and then she puts you into a mix off of that. I was like, what was the point? Do you know what I mean?
I've seen some stuff. I think like you can duck jab after the first two hits in certain situations, but not all the time. It's very.
But you can't duck it. Like, see, once you get hit by the first hit, like you can't duck until like she does the extenders after the 3 hits or some shit like that. And then she's got a mix still.
Who are you talking about, John?
Yeah, John.
I don't really recall ever having that used on me, to be fair.
Oh yeah, fair enough. I'm probably complaining about something pretty whack, to be honest. But like, she definitely needs nerfed to hell.
They usually just spam the stance into either Hell Sweep or the launch thing.
Yeah, I played a bit of June, but not too much. Although
Lily's back turn mix is fun.
Yeah. I've not played against too many Lilies yet. All I've been hearing horror stories. Like, she seems very good at the moment. We're the only newcomer we haven't touched on actually is one that I've been playing a lot, Reyna. I definitely like anticipated like from like her trailer and everything that I would like her a wee bit, but I've been surprised at how much I have been enjoying her. Like I think when I was streaming, Jason came in and he said something that was like quite. I agreed with what he was saying. He was saying like she's sort of a mix of a lot of my mains from T7. Like she's got a bit of the Mishima stuff. She's got a little bit of Kuzumi and a lot of Lydia, which is something that I don't think a lot of people were expecting.
What, Lily?
Yeah,
Lydia. Like Reyna's got a lot of Lydia in her. Like the way that her stances transition and like go in and out of each other. And
I could see that.
Yeah, and it's different how it works, but both of them like using 442 a lot. That move is very good. I will say that. And
He does have weird parries. I don't know. I was playing as Crash Banner at one point, and there was a weird fucking. I don't know if it's like, you know, like Mishima's or like Deviljin does the electric, not the electric, the
power crush. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird power crush electric thing to get you off of him.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if she has that because I was getting like my momentum was getting stopped by that, and I was like, what is that?
So I think she's got a parry out of her misstep. So like if she does like forward neutral. You always get that parry. Like I always get it accidentally because I never mean to do it, but you can do the forward like that, and then you can sidestep cancel it and get a guaranteed like I-12 or whatever.
Every time I play this character, I feel like I've discovered new lows that she has. And I've had like 20 games, and I've discovered like, oh, that's something I've never seen before. There's another low I've never seen before.
Yeah,
she just won't get up off the floor, man. She just keeps rolling about the place.
Yeah.
I don't like this fucking this grab that she's got out of that stance, bro. The unbreakable one, man. I mean, it does like fucking 10 damage, right? So it's not like the worst thing in the world, man. But that's just annoying to deal with. I think Reyna's cool. For me personally, I thought I would at least try the character. I've not even went into practice mode with him.
You would have made her, to be honest.
I was in a similar way of thinking because I mean, if they fucking gave Kazumi electrics in 7, bro, I would have been a Kazumi main through and through. So I was kind of hoping for that. The Lydia thing, crazy enough, man, she actually does have a lot of just like Lydia's moves. I thought Lydia was going to be a DLC character for this game, to be honest, but not a chance. Like fucking like 10 of her moves are in Reyna's moveset.
Yeah, I was so sure that a lot of the DLC characters for T7, like the DLC newcomers, were going to be just blocks for this game. But they only brought Leroy and like no Fak, no Lydia, no Kuni.
I wonder if we're going to get another Muay Thai character, you know, given that there's no Bruce, no Josie, no Fak. I'm kind of another thing that takes me back to fucking complaining about this game. I do love this game, man. I know I seem like a hater, right? But I do like the game a lot. I'm playing the shit out of it. It's so far removed from being a martial arts game at this point, which is kind of annoying. Personally, I think I don't like that there's no Muay Thai character. We've got kickboxers, I suppose. You've got fucking Brian. I don't know. Is he the kickboxing aspect of him? I don't know if that's maybe because his aesthetic is overwhelming in that regard. But I'm hoping that there's going to be another Muay Thai sort of character. I don't even fucking like Muay Thai, but it should be there. You know what I'm saying?
To be fair, like I think there is still martial arts aspects in this game. Like I think it's even more so still because you still, as you said, you still got Muay Thai from fucking what's her name, Azucena, right? You still got Brian's kickboxing. You got Harang's taekwondo. You got martial laws Jeet Kune Do. You got Steve's boxing. You have Dragunov's
you've got like all the representation from like T7, yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
you still. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you still got plenty of the martial arts aspects. I'm trying to disagree with that without trying to make it sound bad or nothing. But
Yeah. It
I
is.
just say I'm
It
disagreeing.
is. It is weird though that there's no like Alistair says, no Muay Thai. But again, that's what DLC's for. Like, you know, there'll be a Bruce trailer and everyone's gonna be sick and it's like, oh my god, I can't believe it, Bruce back. You know.
See if they bring back FAC, right? See if they bring back FAC for Muay Thai, just to make up for the Muay Thai aspect. I'll be like, I'm done. I'm absolutely done. I'm not even like. I'll be like, I'm retiring. I'll be like, GG, see you later.
Yeah, especially all the charge moves that Jin can't parry charge moves anymore for some reason. Like that's really cool. Like that was my one saving grace when I was playing against Falcon when he was good. At least I could parry that shit, but I can't even do that anymore, man. Yeah, that's a Jin downplay complaint that I have. I could go on for about that for ages, but yeah, I don't know. Overall, I've been enjoying like the characters I've been playing. I've mainly been focusing on Jin. Like I've been playing in the beta, and like I say, Reyna is really good. If you want to learn two of those characters, check out my YouTube. You can learn them pretty quick. By the way, I've been working on more of that.
In 4 minutes.
In 4 minutes, I know. Reception's been really good. I'm really happy about that. But yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think who else I've been playing. Not a whole lot actually. Steve is weird in this game. It's not immediately apparent that he's like amazing or anything. He seems like all right, and I know a lot of Steve mains have been complaining.
Do you know what? I've been waiting for this day my entire life, ever since I was born, right? See, ever since I was born, right? I swear to God, I've had a hate for Steve. Because, see, when I played against Steve, it was just pressure. Oh, walk into him, back one. Hi, nice try, mate. Walk into him, down 4-2. Nice duck, bro. Oh, you like to duck? Here, take my fucking down 4-2 again. Oh, but this time I do down 1. Next time you don't duck. I've been waiting for this day for I believe 9 years now. For him to get fucking nerfed, because every fucking patch in T7 he was still fucking good, and Steve Mains had the fucking nerve to cry about the nerfs that he got, and they were still able to win with him regardless. Fucking, do you know what I mean? Like, I've been waiting all my life for this fucking moment. Finally, I legit pressure the cunt, and nothing bad happens to me.
I feel like he's gonna ass in this game, bro. I was terrified of Steve in Tekken 7, bro. I don't know, Jason. Actually, that's a good question for you. This is a legacy thing. How would you compare today's Steve to Tag 2 Tekken 7 Steve? I was fucking terrified of Steve in Tekken 7. Man. I felt like that was the most impossible character to fucking beat. But for you, how if you want to bump into a Steve right now as opposed to bumping into a Steve in Tekken 7 or Tag 2? What's it like for you?
Tekken 7 Season 1, Season 2, he was like really strong. Actually, back in Tekken, I'd say strongest version of Steve is probably Tekken 5. And then probably Tekken 7 Season 2. He's a lot easier to deal with now.
Right. Yeah, I feel, bro. I personally feel like he's kind of dog shit, bro. Innit? I've not
well deserved.
And the few Steves that I've played online, bro, I've wrecked. The only Steve I've had trouble with was Josh was playing Steve for a bit there, and he's a pretty good player naturally. So that's maybe more of him being good at Tekken than Steve being a good character. I feel like Steve's kind of dog shit in this, which I'm happy about. Fuck Steve. We need a new boxing character.
Yeah. I feel like I'd be sad about it because I played a decent amount of Steve in T7, but I've not had a lot of time to play him in T8. Yeah, I mean the new stance is like whatever, seems cool. It seems like they kind of force him into it off of a lot of punishers and situations you maybe don't want to use it, but I guess they're trying to force the new stuff. Yeah.
I don't understand the I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm happy about it, but I don't understand. I don't really know any of his shit, but he had the from his fucking I'll call it Snake Dash because I don't know what it's called. From his like Snake Dash, he had the 2 move that forced you into like he had the unblockable 2, or he had the Sonic Fang out of it. Why did they remove shit like that? That was the shit that made him fucking terrifying, and at least 7 for me. Yeah. There's pure no threat from like just sitting blocking Steve now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The extended duck. So there's extended duck forward 2 you're talking about, the loose spark that gives you the guaranteed hit. That was really cool. I rinsed that a lot. It was really powerful. Yeah, they gave him like the new grapple out of the heat, like out of heat duck. for whatever reason. Like, you know, he gets like he grabs you and then he gets a 1-2 mix where he gets like a lot of damage and guaranteed hit afterwards. It's like, it's cool,
Pure
but it's
random
gimmicky. It's like,
implementation.
yeah. He's still got access to a guard break but now it's out of his new Lionheart stance. But it's like it's a high that's not got a massive amount of range, and it's like I think you get I-12 guaranteed. Like, it's nothing crazy. But no, it's like Josh was saying, they're definitely forcing you to use his stance a lot. Like, especially like a lot of his new B&Bs, and a lot of his pressure is like caked into that stance.
I don't know if it's just me as well, right? But talking about his character, like it feels like they made him less edgier than they did in 7 or the previous games. Character-wise, they made him less edgy, I guess. He kind of had see when you played in previous games, he had a kind of character edge to him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a bit lamer. It's a consequence of like his like voice is like, I don't know, his voice in the story mode like seems fine, but like people were ripping the shit out of his voice in like the trailers and that. Like, a lot of the lines are getting used. It just seems a bit lame.
His voice is definitely a bit more annoying than it was in T7, and I think they're definitely trying to lump him in with like Law and Paul and make him a bit of a joke character.
Yeah.
Which is what you shouldn't do. Like, if you leave that to Law and Paul because they're good at it and they're still pretty cool in that way as well. Whereas if you do that to Steve, you've literally just fucked your own character and a legacy one at that.
Personally, I'm not mad about it because I don't like Steve. I kind of wish. I kind of wish Paul wasn't treated the way he was in the story. Like, this guy in the early Tekken bro beat Ogre and shit. Like, don't get me wrong, and in the story he's also lost to Kuma in like 5 Iron Fist tournaments. But I don't know. I feel like the joke element should be reserved for, I don't know, fucking Lucky Chloe sort of type archetype characters. You know what I mean? Like, they shouldn't have had legacy characters turn into that.
I think they did Law more dirty the fact that he joined Kazuya just to get paid back from Paul. Like, what is this? This is the shittest reason ever.
Yeah, I think it's a consequence of like the series going on for so long, but also I think they've done a better job this game with like integrating everybody into the story and like making like a lot of like the character designs and like their bios are more related to the central story. Whereas like T7, there was like 5 characters and everybody else just wasn't there at all. Like, they weren't involved. Which I guess is an improvement, but also leads to dumb stuff like you say with like Law and Paul.
To be fair to Paul, right? Like, would any of you beat Kuma in a fight?
No.
Bro, but if you beat Ogre, bro, who's like a mad fucking demon, surely you can beat a fucking grizzly bear, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And I've never seen you beat up a grizzly bear. Where's that happening?
Not yet. He's not recorded it, but you know, you don't know that.
He's gonna go to the fucking forest at some point. He's gonna find a grizzly.
Fucking right, bro. I'll get mauled, man. But I'll buzz.
I was going to say, we've went on for about just over an hour. Do we maybe want to take a wee 5-minute break and then we can come back, maybe talk about some of the events we've had and then a wee bit more about our characters and everything?
Aye, can do. Sounds good to me.
Alright, sounds.
Jason Leslie's a bit fall asleep, bro. He's not coming back, man.
Right, take a 5-minute power nap, get some water and everything, and we'll be doing that.
Alright, okay.
Alright, speak to you
in a bit. Come off from the armchair.
In a bit. Right, okay. And we are back. Just back from our wee break, everybody. Hope we're still good, still tuned in. So we're talking about our thoughts on Tekken 8 overall. Since it's just came out, we've been experiencing it, just the whole package and everything. But something new that we've also been experiencing it, since we're all like tournament competitive players, has been able to see what it's like offline and all events and such. So I think we can talk a wee bit about everything that's happened recently in Scotland. So let me see if I've got this queued up correctly. I think I do. Oof, man, that transition is too sick. Shout outs to Josh Adsarium. I love that stinger, by the way. It's so good. But yeah, so like you can see here on our first event we had in Scotland, a day after the game came out, that was definitely a bit jarring. I don't know if everybody felt the same way. You had the first day to play the game, and then you had to be ready for a tournament and travel up for a tournament.
That was in Inverness.
Yeah.
You were killing us all.
Man, it's the demo.
I'm still here, by the way. I'm not going away. Sorry, I've had to close my cam for a minute, but I'm still here.
That's all good. The demo privilege was pulling through, man. It was so good. So it was a weird one for me because I'd been working on my YouTube stuff. Like, I knew I was going to do a gin guide when the game came out, so I know there was a lot of like because the game unlocked at like 11 at night on the Thursday, didn't it? I think something like that. So people were having issues like playing online and everything straight away. But I was like, okay, I'll just record my thing, edit, and then I'll go and I'll do single player stuff in that. But since there was a tournament coming up, I think a lot of people smartly were probably like practicing online and like learning stuff. I was doing the stupid thing. I did the story mode on the Friday. I didn't play much online at all. But yeah, it was. So how does it ever feel about playing T8 in tournament then? Like, did it feel different? You know?
I think it did feel a lot different. Like, especially the first tournament, and even the second one, where I hadn't been used to the heat system. It was definitely quite overwhelming. I wasn't ready for how much impact the heat system would have.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it would just be like a sort of, a side tool that you'd pull out to maybe like do a bit more damage or such. But it's actually quite a huge, aspect of the game that, like, the fact I didn't know what people were doing in heat, I was just froze up like in a lot of the fights, and I lost because of that. Like, I just didn't know what to do or press or anything like that. So yeah, it definitely was a bit overwhelming, the fact how early these tournaments were.
Yeah. I think so. For a lot of us, this was our first time up at Inverness, specifically for Tekken. Like Caledonian and Clash, they're still a bit of a, I guess it's weird. I'm still think they're a newer scene, but I guess that's because they came about after like COVID. But they've been going strong for a while now. This is like, well, their second No Man's Land, but the marquee title was Tekken 8, so a lot of us were coming up for it, especially since it was like the first tournament in Scotland for it. So you're seeing a lot of a lot of new people come out, but a lot of the old heads traveling up to see. And overall, my opinion, I really had a really good time at the event. Like, regardless, like I did well, like for how I normally do, so I was happy with that. But in terms of like the event itself, I thought it was great. Yeah.
Yeah, the event as a whole was great. Yeah.
It was a good venue for sure. A lot of people were there, so you were a little bit tight for space. But like that's just every gaming event, to be honest. It was just I love traveling up to Inverness anyway. Like if you go past Aviemore, and Aviemore's kind of beautiful because of the mountains and stuff like that. And the venue was easy to get to. It was like easy 10 minutes, and we were able to finish our games on time and pretty much go back afterwards.
Am I the only one here who didn't make No Man's Land? Jason, were you at No Man's Land? Oh, Jason's muted.
Jason wasn't there.
Nah,
Jason wasn't also.
No, it was just us three. Yeah.
Oh my!
He's upside down now.
He's upside down in the landscape. Yeah.
Sitting on the ceiling.
Oh man. Yeah. No, it was a good event. It's like I say, I had a bit of demo privilege with Jin. Like, I was maybe a bit further ahead than some people in terms of like their combos and their situational stuff, like how they're using heat. I think it's like you're saying, like you're trying to get used to the new stuff straight away. So I was definitely able to, like with Jin, it can get a bit brain dead. Like, you do your wall combo, activate heat, okay, wait for heat smash, wall splat, okay, round's over. I was definitely making advantage of that. But couldn't beat Skull Panda to the post, man. Guy's too solid. That thing is disgusting as ever as it was in T7. And yeah, it just shows you the old heads have been playing tag since Tag 2. They're still able to wreck shop in this game, man.
I just think he seemed to know like a lot of the Feng stuff as well, like in the T8 type Feng stuff, and he put you into different like back turn situations, and then he'd make you guess every time. And that was like, and then there was that silly looking like heat dash that he was doing, like 4-3-4, some shit like that. I don't know what it was. It's just some one where he goes flying up in the air and come back down. So
it's just 3-4 out of heat.
Yeah. So like it was a lot of stuff that he put you under that you probably didn't know about either. So it was like basically who knew the most out of the both of you.
Yeah. How did you feel about playing in tournament then? Because you were, so I think from the beta. We'll talk about this a bit later on, but like in terms of like character choice, I know you were mainly playing. I think you only played Law this tournament, right?
Yeah.
Yes, you're still playing Law. So how was that for you then? Because obviously you've lost your character from T7, so you're still trying to look, and you maybe found someone that you were able to settle on MIG the week after. But for like No Man's Land, how was it?
Firstly, I just want to say I bet everybody was like crying with joy and tears when they found out Josie wasn't coming back. I bet everybody was real happy about that one. Secondly, Law. I was trying to do really good with in T7. The problem with Law was that like you had to know your shit inside out. Like, he didn't have any bullshit like the way Josie had or the way Dragunov like slightly has. But like, don't fucking look at me like that. So
we'll come back to that later. But yeah, okay.
But like, Law, you just like in this game, Law, I thought Law would be really fucking good, and a lot of people would prove me right. But the thing is, I was kind of just looking at the wrong stuff. He does have some good stuff, but like when you take, he lost a lot of good shit. Like obviously the obvious one was the 3+4 into 4. That's all I could whiff punish with, and I didn't get no wall combo or nothing with that. Like I could get you to the wall, do the wall combo, and then there was like back 1+2, which is the nunchucks, and you only and it's a counter hit launcher, but it's -13, and that was kind of hard to like hit people with. And then you had the his heat dash just didn't feel that good, didn't feel that strong or powerful to me. It didn't feel like I could really make someone like overwhelmed with this shit. It felt like with Law. It felt like you could step easily. Down back 3 lost his track, and I was playing against Cameron in that tournament, and then like Cameron was just stepping the shit easy, and I was just like, "Are you serious? The tracking's gone as well?"
Yeah.
So he got more linear in this game. He lost a great whiff punisher. His 1-2-3 doesn't even wall splat anymore. So you get like 1-2-3 lost his wall splat. You get like a wall stun, but that was it. And I was doing all this shit, and I was thinking to myself, I'm working 4 times harder than the other guy, and I'm still not I'm not scaring him as much. I'm not fucking like, I'm not pressure. He's putting all the pressure on me. Do you know what I mean? So I felt like with Law, I feel like he's in the same boat as Steve. I don't think he's nearly as good as any of the other characters in T. I feel like whatever the other characters have are just way better than whatever he's got.
Yeah, and I think it's definitely something that's a symptom of the new game syndrome as well, where you're you're inclined to play them how you would play them in the previous game, and it's not necessarily the best way to approach them in this game.
Yeah,
like it's a different game, hard. So yeah.
I was kind of counting on the DSS into slide transition. I thought that would scare a lot of folk, and maybe I just wasn't implementing it hard enough. But even then, like when I watch other guys play, and it's like even then, like they're not able to get that slide mixing the way they were in T7. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because everyone has this kind of like heat mode that's just kind of like this fuck off type tool where like you're pressuring me, fucking heat mode.
Aye. So yeah. So you were also up at this tournament, Wesley. You're not like us. You still had your main. Well, I guess I still have my main, but I ripped Kazumi. I don't have Kazumi anymore. But you still got Lars. He seems a decent amount of new stuff. But how was the tournament transition for him? Both at No Man's Land and also Mig the week after.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think I made the rookie mistake, as I was saying earlier, not like underestimating heat. Like when I did practice on the Friday, it was just like getting the new moves, incorporating them in combos, and just doing all like that stuff. Like I looked at heat very briefly, just thought, if I'm in heat in this situation, I'll just use this move. But yeah, I didn't really look into that too much. But I think Lars, he's just like sort of more stance heavy now. I would say like every string, every move seems to transition into a stance. So if you're on the offense and you're not in a stance, you're probably playing him wrong. So I think getting used to that more was definitely a wee bit of a challenge. Definitely the first tournament, I wasn't exploiting that enough. But yeah, I definitely think he's definitely got a lot better than he was. Just very much more overwhelming, can be more aggressive and things like that. And now that I've like now and not in tournament, I've incorporated heat more. It's definitely better.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll get to see that in more tournaments eventually that are coming up soon. We'll touch on that in a second. But yeah, we just mentioned there that after No Man's Land, shout out to Pyros again and the team. It was a great launch event for Tekken. We had a good time. But then we had the classic, the first edition of MiG the week after. We had a great turnout. And we had a familiar face taking it. Maybe one that people wouldn't have expected because he's still been playing, but not been. He was playing Paul previously, but then he's been playing Brian at the end of T7, and now he's shown up and won like Tekken 8. Crazy. So I think
only because I let him.
Only because you let him, yeah. Well, we were all in MiG then. So how was it? Good. Did it feel strange? It being a new game for yourself?
Mig was cool, man. It was such a breath of fresh air, bro, to show up and play a tournament for the new game. So like straight away. No, it was a great experience. Really great experience.
Yeah. How about you, Jason? How was it playing the new game in tournament at MIG?
It was eye-opening.
Right. Okay.
I had my first. Bolt was the very first Victor player that I played, and I was surprised that I took the set. But it's. I think it's going to take a bit of time to get used to the new mechanics, especially in a tournament.
Yeah.
Because you just, when you're under pressure, you just you've got that sort of default setting that you play a certain way. And it'll take maybe a couple of months to kind of break that cycle of playing like Tekken 7.
Yeah.
I guess a point that it's a bit frustrating that there's not like more tournaments on until I think Aberdeen is the next.
Yeah. So well, I mean, we can look at it briefly now, but so well, we were meant to have the RDE League every Monday. I think we would have just had our last one. It would have been 4 weeks every Monday at Oracle's at RDE, but we've been having venue issues, sadly. Look, we're trying to figure that out soon. Hopefully we'll have an update for everybody. We're robbed of that. It would have been good to see like the adjustments people make every week and everybody coming through. But outside of that, I think we're back actually next week. We've got Invasion coming up at Fife. It's like their first big event in a bit. So a multi-game event. They've got like Street Fighter and like Melee and KI as well. It's big over there, but they've got Tekken 8. So that's next week. It's quite soon. You'll see a few people of that. I'll be going.
I know Bolt's going to that.
Bolt going? I've not checked the sign up yet. I signed up ages ago. I've just booked my travel the other day, but it's convenient for him, but it's quite close. But yeah.
So is that next weekend then?
Aye, Saturday. Yeah. Yeah. So that's coming up quite soon.
And there's like 10 cunts playing or something. Fuck.
Yeah, I mean it'll be the Tekken Player Classic. Everybody signs up like last minute, you know.
Is it not on the Xbox?
It is on Xbox, yeah.
I think that's turning a lot of people away. I mean, I don't know.
Well, it's
I can't really say I've got a problem with playing on Xbox. I've never done it, but
yeah, it's from what little I've played. Sorry, at RDE I think it was Mark brought his Xbox Series S, and I think in terms of like the resolution on Series S takes a wee hit, but in terms of like input lag and like latency and everything, it feels fine. Like it feels pretty identical to the other versions. I think, funnily enough, I think Digital Foundry, like they're like tech guys that do like a lot of analysis, of, like game performance and everything. I think Series S has actually got better response time than PS5 does, bizarrely. Like granted, I've
heard things about the only thing is the Brook converters. I've heard like people using those Brook converters are getting there's talks of them getting input drop, not necessarily lag.
Yeah.
But like now and again it'll drop like directional inputs or even button inputs.
Yeah, I think it's definitely mileage may vary in like terms of like adapters and that, because sometimes you can like have perfectly fine ones and rough ones. I've had to because I've been using a Brook for T8 on PS5 because I use a Hori that's only a PS4 controller that's discontinued because the PS5 version of that controller's whack. But I'm still using that, and I've not had issues with my converter. And I know Brook are the guys that make most of the converters for different ones, but again, it's like you say, there's some ones that'll be whack and some that won't. But yeah, I think it says T8's been run on PS5, so I know the Fife usually run on Xbox, but they might be different.
Xbox.
Yeah, I think they might be sticking with Xbox because they've got Street Fighter and Guilty Gear on PS5, but it looks like Xbox is going to be it for T8. So.
I'm surprised fucking Tekken 8 doesn't blow the Series S to fucking smithereens, man.
Yeah, I guess it just shows you how scalable it is. From what I've played, it seems fine. Yeah, like it looks a bit blurry because it takes a resolution hit, but in terms of like playing it, it's a lot better. A lot better than playing T.
Sorry, my foot pressed against my stick there and turned on fucking big picture mode for Steam. I don't know how to turn this up.
Brilliant.
Get your cat away from the router.
He's got the router stompers on, man. He's ready to plug. He's been doing it, man. I think Yeah, I think it's definitely a lot better than T7 was, because T7 got like no attention on Xbox in terms of like upgrade patches and stuff. Like it was stuck on 720p for the entirety of Tekken 7, like shit like that. But should be good. Should be a good time next week. Hope to see many people through. But so we got that coming up next, and also not shown here actually. There's not a Start GG page for it, but Dundee, I believe, are running Tekken 8 at their locals the Monday after. So on the Monday night during their local sessions. If you want to go to that, I think I should be alright to make it. I don't know how many other people will be, but hopefully there's more updates about that soon. But the next big one after that, and I think a lot of us have signed up for this already. I think all of us have actually. The Northern Fights up in Aberdeen. So similar to No Man's Land, this is going to be my first time travelling up to Aberdeen for a tournament. So it'll be fun to see what that's like. I know they've got a lot of Street Fighter rep and Smash Brothers rep, but
Aberdeen.
What's that, Eunice?
So it'll be my second time traveling to Aberdeen actually.
Yeah, they did a T7 event like pre-COVID, didn't they? I know was it you, Bolt, and Sully went up, right?
Pre-COVID, this was like 2017 days, like
yeah, a while back, eh? Yeah.
Yeah, when I first met Jack, actually, Aberdeen was the one where I first met Jack.
Suppose you could still call that pre-COVID, you know.
Well, there would have been two then, no? Because I'm pretty sure I remember you going up to an event with Bolt and Sully. Unless I'm like wildly misremembering.
Oh, don't talk about that one. I get nightmares from that day.
It was Aberdeen though, right? Yeah.
It was Aberdeen, yeah, you're right.
Alright, so anyway, yeah, for me it's going to be my first time up in Aberdeen. I've not been for anything before, but it looks like there's a decent turnout already. They got people with the early bird sign up. I know all of us cheap Tekken players, we've seen the last day early bird, we're like, alright, I'll sign up now, you know. It's a good way to get everybody caught on that.
Well, how much even was it for the early bird? Was it not still like 15-20 quid or something like that?
Yeah, I think it was like a $5 difference between the regular sign up and the early bird, but it's just a way to incentivize early sign ups, eh? And by the looks of it, this is surprising actually. I didn't know it was this many people already, but it looks like a decent turnout for Tekken already, man. There's like over a month to go.
Yeah, think about all the money.
Is it like a cap?
I don't think so, because the venue they've got is like it's meant to be really nice and really spacious as well. So should be a pretty big event. And they've also got Matcherino as well, so there'll be codes to claim for that to boost the prize pot. So we'll be shilling that.
Man, tossed my 25 cents in already. Don't you worry.
Yeah, man, I've done it too. You do need to sign up if you want to claim prize as well. So if you get top 3, make sure you do that. So Gibbo's not chasing everybody up like days after the events they can claim their money.
Do we know the schedule yet for Northern Fight?
I actually think Tekken's the first game. So I think based on what I was looking at, so you can see here. So the event opens at 12, and then Tekken 8 starts at 1:30.
Nice.
Yeah, so I think I was talking to Gibbo, and I think the plan is just to run it through. Like they're not going to hold it back for they're not going to hold top 8 till like the evening or whatever. Because they've got other games to run. Like they've got Smash and they've got Street Fighter. Street Fighter's really big in Aberdeen, so I think that'll be like their main game. But Tekken opening up, and I booked my travel the other day. I'm good to go, ready to go for it. I'm not sure how many Edinburgh people are coming through, but I'll be there to rep RDE anyway. I think we're all going, like I said, aren't we? I think we're all signed up.
Yeah, I'm still not sure yet, so I haven't signed up yet.
Not sure. Try to see.
You doing a Lewis? I see, innit?
It won't quite be on the day, but if I am going, it'll probably be like a week before.
Try to see if you can get a lift off Penalty. No.
No, I'll be driving. I drove to Inverness.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, you drive. Yeah. I always think it's just Ryan that drives for some reason, but yeah. One thing that's interesting about the event being up in Aberdeen, like I've not been to any events in Aberdeen, so I don't know like the Tekken players who are exclusive to there. I think like a lot of us are in the Central Belt, so we all travel to like RDE, to Mig, sometimes to like Fife and like Dundee occasionally, but it's quite far up, like quite out the way in Aberdeen. So there's a lot of faces and a lot of sign-ups here that I don't recognise, or like I've seen their names but I've not played them. So it'll be interesting to see like the skill level, and like if there's any like secret killers that we don't know about, you know. If any one of us gets upset by someone maybe we don't recognise, that'd be cool to see.
I agree.
Right, so, right. Cheers, guys. Hope we're all doing good. Nice. So Right, so outside of that, we've got Fife coming up next week, Aberdeen, at the end of the month. It just briefly touching upon it, carrying on from the RDE League stuff. We're having venue issues in Edinburgh at the moment, so Edinburgh 4 likely not going to be happening on this day. It's probably going to be pushed back later in the year, which is really sad. I was looking forward to seeing the rep for T8 because there was like so much energy about it. But maybe to make you feel a wee bit better, just announced literally like 10 minutes before the podcast went live. I don't know, you probably didn't catch this. Tayside Tussle up in Dundee. So Dundee are running a bigger multi-game event. It's in a similar vein to Oktoberfest, but not in October, obviously. So just went live today, like I say. So they've got Grand Blue, Guilty Gear, and Tekken 8. I think the date is...
Oh, a weekend.
Aye.
Sunday, bro.
It's at the end of April, 28th, so that is That's
Sunday.
Aye, so... Yeah, there you go. Should be good to see. I'm looking forward to it. I should be good to make it. I don't see why I wouldn't be. I think that's pretty much a month right after Aberdeen, so something to look forward to. Like the bigger events up in Dundee, like I say, Oktoberfest. I'm not going to pull the trophy down. That would be sad, but yeah, Oktoberfest was good last time. Whilst other guys were down in Manchester instead, you know. Yeah.
Got your wee trophy. Let's see it.
Nah. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Don't need to see it again. I've shown it off.
What's the point of having it if you're not going to show off, man?
I've shown it off already, man. I don't want to be too bad.
Let me try to show off a trophy, right? Look at it. Oh, look at this. Look at this bad boy.
Hold on, let me transition over.
WT finals last year.
Oof.
You know, I showed Arsenal Ash and me what's up. I was like, you know what I mean?
What is it? What's that trophy?
It's from Liverpool. You remember Dragon Pool?
Oh, aye. Yeah. Nice.
So I gave Tezzeron the business.
That was a good set, man. I remember watching that on laggy Twitch on the bus home from the football.
That was a good set. It was a pretty good set. Tezzeron played a pretty fucking had me on my toes there.
Yeah. Aye. Yeah. No. So that was, like I say, just announced today. I'll probably be signing up for that. See how many people can make that. But
You
yeah.
guys want to talk about balancing or something?
Yeah. So so just that's a brief run over the events that have happened and stuff coming up soon. But if you want to maybe move back over to the game itself, we're still keeping track of all the results and everything, all the offlines. We've not had as much data as we wanted without the league and everything, but shaping up pretty. Kind of expected some faces and everything, but yeah. Like I say, it's a new dawn. It's a new dawn for the game, you know. And I'm trying to figure out how it's all working in tournament, how we're feeling about our characters, and the balancing overall. So yeah, I guess it's a good point to start. We touched upon it briefly. At the start of T8, you're playing Law in the beta and everything, but you've switched over. Why is that?
So I wanted more of a challenge. I wanted to play a weaker character.
Okay.
So I thought, Dragunov seems pretty shit. Maybe I should, challenge myself and play like a neutral heavy character that doesn't bullshit much at all. Do you know what I mean? So I thought, play Dragunov. He's not that good, and I can make him work. Do you know what I mean? And turns out that my investment in the character, just was paid off. I made, you know what I mean? People talk about how this character's like busted and stuff, but I feel like if you train really hard enough, you'll be able to get over the stuff that he can do. I don't think people talk about his lows being 2+, the down back 3+4 being 2+. Nah, to be honest, if for me, I'd make that shit +10. if you guys really wanted a problem.
Okay. All right.
Right. Can we start being real now?
Can we? I think this bit's gone on long enough, right? Okay.
Okay, fair enough.
Right.
So basically,
Dragunov's looking pretty good in this game, and you decided to play him. How are you feeling about that then? How you feeling?
So basically, I needed a character that bullshitted people and that made people feel overwhelmed and shit. And I thought, do you know what? Dragunov was the perfect pick. And on top of that, see, for me, I can only play a character that I genuinely like, personality-wise. And see, when I like Dragunov, and I thought he's got a ton of bullshit, so I'd abuse the shit out of that. And I started giving him a wee try just to, figure out how things would go. And I didn't realize his combos were so fucking easy to do. He's got the full crouch low is really fucking OP. It reaches at ranges that it shouldn't reach at. And then down back 3+4, like fucking hell, you talk about making people want to duck. That move makes people want to duck for their life. Shit's +7. Like I was watching JDCR like terrorize people all over YouTube with this stuff. Like you do down back 3+4 while running 2, down 1. Like every situation he was just plus as hell and you couldn't do shit about it. Do you know what I mean? I mean you could, but like you still like you had to fucking deal with him with the frames and shit. He feels like the Heihachi of this game. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you just could you have to retaliate, but very little retaliation. But yeah, I feel good with my character. Like he's awesome. He's amazing. Some people seem to think that I won't play him after. I won't play him after if he gets nerfed. I'll still play him. All
right.
I definitely think he's definitely a character that I would put on the list for needs some nerfs at the moment.
Right.
Like I know they don't want to like gut characters, but like just some tone downs I think are required. He's definitely in that top 5.
So you don't believe that he needs a little bit more plus?
No.
I think the better way to balance this new Dragonov stuff personally is make the I don't think his down back 3+4 should be hitting grounded. I think they should make it a little bit heavier on the startup frames, maybe something like I-22, I-23. It should be like on the cusp of being reactable. The mix up that you've got between, I mean, let's just forget about fucking running 2 for a second. You've got quarter circle forward 4, back 1+2, and then down back 3+4. Like you've got a high, mid, and a low that just give crazy fucking plus rate. It's too much. And then you've got the full crouch mix up too, the unlock bullshit. He definitely needs. I'm praying that he doesn't get butchered because I've been hoping to play Dragonov since T7, but he was just in the later stages, at least of the game, he wasn't that viable. Tournament wise, it does need some tuning. I'm just hoping he doesn't get fucking butchered.
Yeah,
but I don't really know how you can butcher him with the tools that you've given him. You know.
Yeah, see for me personally, as long as they keep back 4-2 safe, right, and like fucking you can nerf the down back 3+4. I don't mind that. I do think it should be nerfed. Quarter circle forward 4, like it gives you plenty of space after you block it, so it's not too bad anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but you still have to deal with it pretty hard on the wall. So even if they nerf the 2 like new moves, I'll still he's still playable to me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's definitely a character that when I seen him, I wanted to play him as like a sub. But just because of the way he is at the moment, I just wanted to let the heat die down a bit.
Yeah, I think there's been a lot of accusations in terms of like you didn't play Dragonov much at the end of T7, but then all of a sudden there's like all these drag players now that start T8. Like I think in terms of the usage charts at the start, Reyna was top, but then a few weeks in, drag became like Like
he's so good at the moment that it's been kind of boring to play him. Like he's right now he's totally like brain dead character face roller.
I think as well because grabs are stronger in this game and drag also has quite a good grab game.
Yeah.
So it just adds to that even more.
Yeah, that's what I loved about the character. See, for the first time ever, I made the character with like 3 command grabs, and I just went ham with that shit. See, in the MiG, I just went ham with that shit. I was like, oh, you can't break, you can break this one, or you can break that one, try this one.
You were exposing me like really badly because it was like it wasn't even like I like to think my grab breaking's like okay, like it's quite decent, you know, like I get most of them, but even it was like situations off of the like even the new full crouch low, which like can loop into the like the big cross-circle forward 4, I think it is, the big axe kick.
Yeah.
Like you, so with Jin, I'm like, oh well, if he's gonna do that, a lot of Dragonovs just do that instantly. So okay, I'll parry, but now parry puts you in counter hit state, and then you're grabbing me, and I'm just not expecting that, and I just eat like I must have ate like 3 in a row at one point.
Yeah. What's crazy is that Bolt was talking about, speaking of grabs, Bolt was talking about how like he kind of just like the grabs they made homing in this, and they made grabs basically powerful in this. Like you could legit stop parries with it, you could stop power crushes, and heats. Like you could like the grabs in this game are like have so much more use than they did in T7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was playing Kirby the other night, right? Every time I expected him to step, he did. and then I grabbed him and I caught him. You know what I mean? It's that good.
Yeah, I think the way the system changes have benefited grabs in terms of like counter hits and power crushing and such. Like they're so much better now, and quite effective. Like even against like players who like old school players who are like breaking grabs all the time. Like the buff tracking and the counter hit situations make them so much more abusable.
Yeah, he's super abusable in this game. Like, see, for me, like I know I also probably getting bored of him, but me personally, like I'll never get bored of doing like back 4-3 at the wall into forward running while running 4. That while running 4 animation at the wall is one of the most badass things I've ever seen in Tekken. It's so fucking cool to watch. I'll never get bored of it, and the wall combo is just so much fun to do.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, you two have been playing Dragonov. Has anybody else you been playing, Alistair?
I've been playing a lot of Brian, bro. Actually, I've been playing way more Brian lately than I have been. I've always been a Brian enjoyer, but I don't know. For me, he's just like my go-to, chilling playing Tekken sort of character right now, man. I'm having a lot of fun with him.
Yeah.
Otherwise, dabbled in Kazuya, dabbled in Feng. I haven't really. I thought Feng was going to be the main and Drag was going to be the sub for this game, but I've hardly touched Feng. Yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel about Brian? I know because obviously we've got Kirby playing Brian as well. But in terms of his changes, like what's it called again? The Snake Eyes, like the buff.
Yeah, the Snake Eyes. That's like his version of Starburst. But I haven't really experimented too much with the Snake Eyes thing. The only thing I really know to do out of it is 3+4 into the punch, and that's carried over that FAC thing where the charged move gets a wall splat. Otherwise, Brian's fun. I mean, he's not wholly different from Tekken 7. A little bit, in my opinion, a little bit of a nerf to his tracking ability in general. Otherwise, the new QCF 1+2, QCB1 hatchet kick mix-ups, fun. Overall, I'm starting to get a bit better at taunting, and it's a little bit easier in this game. So, being able to mix up those tools with the taunts, it's great. But Brian's just like overall really fucking fun character to play. So, I really like him. I'm starting to get concerned a little bit that he might end up the main. But that would make 3 of us now in the Tekken Scotland pool.
Yeah.
Of players that's Brian mains. So I don't know.
Yeah,
that's what we need in Scotland, more Brian mains.
Yeah, like even like late T7, there's a lot of players that picking up Brian. I think we said in the quiz last time he was the most popular main last year.
Yeah, I think like most of the newcomers played him.
Yeah. He just a sick character.
I counted like 8 people in the last quiz that played fucking Dragon.
Yeah, Brian's like another one.
Sorry, Brian, my bad. Why did I say Drag?
That's right. There's like so many. It's like I'm saying, like all the changes that have been made to these characters. There's so many characters I want to try out and like dabble in, and it's hard to like prioritize like what characters I want to play. Like I still need to play Steve. I'm enjoying a lot of Reyna. Playing a lot of Reyna. She was really fun. But yeah, it's tough to balance in terms of if you're trying to practice for tournaments and such. You know. Yeah. I spoke about it during the betas, but I think Jin is in a really good spot right now. He's very good. I'm not downplaying. He's very, very good. Alistair, I think there's a bit of an echo, by the way.
Don't know if that's any better. Try to turn it down a bit.
Aye. No, but I don't know how you've been feeling playing against him, but playing him from my perspective, he seems really strong. But like similar in a way to T7, like the new system stuff benefits him quite a lot. But again, it's the eternal downplay for Jin is that since he's got so much going on, and it's quite hard to implement all of it. I don't think he's going to be as dominant as a lot of like simpler top tiers will be. Because like he's high up there. Like he's definitely like top 10. But I don't know how many Jins are going to be winning tournaments. You know.
Yeah,
I think type of character.
On you go.
I was just going to say, he's that type of character where like I've played a lot of Jins. Like he's quite a common pick, but because he's got so much, a lot of people play him very differently.
Yeah. Like
you'll come up against with the down 2, who's at this new move, isn't it? Like a lot of folk will just come up and spam that, and then hell sweeping things in forward 2, but then you'll get like more reserved players that play them slightly differently.
Mm-hmm.
I think more gym players probably need to experiment more with the heat stuff, like what you can do, because I've not seen a lot of gym players that, apart from you, like I've not seen a lot of gym players that have like fucking done stupid stuff out of heat that I know that he probably could do. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like who've exposed that potential, like the way you did it in Inverness.
Yeah, I think.
And,
I think his main heat smash is like whatever. Like it's okay. It's pretty standard. Like it gives you the red eyes like hell sweep, like the red eyes crouch dash after on block, which is like cool or whatever. But it's the second heat smash I feel is like really powerful. Like,
yeah.
It's like a super splat that hits from miles away and it'll splat them. Like I think I had a clip on Sanctum that was like basically like mid stage and it just gives a full splat from like that far. It seems really good.
I don't think he's S tier level, but I do think he's high A, like a high A tier character. I just think there's a lot of characters that are easier and better, like easier, and more tools.
It's like I say, I think it's
I totally disagree, man. I think he's a S tier character, 100%.
What, Jin?
Yeah, his forward 2 is one of the best moves in the game. This down to counter hit launches and shit. I think he's absurdly fucking strong. To be totally honest, fair dues that you guys don't agree, but I think he's an unbelievably good character. He was already good in Tekken 7. I know, like you were saying, he does have such a wide variety of moves that it's sort of hard to hone in on, for players to hone in on playing the better side of him, for lack of a better way to put it. But I don't know. I think he's fucking absurd, personally.
I think he's got the potential to be absurd, and like the highest level guys will do it. But when it comes down to like tournament and what you want to do, is there going to be people who are going to stick by him, or are they going to swap off to like maybe an easier character who's more stable?
Maybe, probably not. I feel like Jin's biggest problem in Tekken is that he's not that overly appealing as a character, which I think maybe affects his personal thing. I don't think.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. That's fair. Yeah, no, I really like him. I've always really liked him. He's always been like my favorite character. I've just never, when I started, I didn't want to play him because I just didn't have the execution. Like I wasn't that good. But I got a bit better about that eventually, and especially in T8, it's been streamlined a lot. Where I think a lot of newcomers can play him to a decent level now. It just helped.
I think like speaking of appeal earlier, like I think like a lot of
characters. You're quite quiet, by the way. I don't know.
Sorry, I think speaking of appeal, a lot of characters in this cast have pretty much like they made every kind of pretty cool, like with the pretty cool with the skins and everything. Like I think Jin's got a pretty fucking cool default, and I think like even Reina got like a cool like the default 3 one.
Yeah,
like a lot of these characters, like I think a lot of they've increased the appeal. A lot of these, every single one of these characters, every single character in this one, I think looks pretty fucking dope in this game. I think even Jin, I think this shit looks hella clean in this game.
Yeah.
I've came across a lot of Jin players as well. A lot of them.
Yeah, I'd be quite surprised if he ever dropped out of like sort of the top 5, top 10 usage. I don't think that'll ever be in danger. He is very quite common, popular pick.
It's like the pro tag thing, eh? It's like similar. Like Kazuya's always going to be popular. Paul's always going to be popular.
But I probably like I'm thinking about like what Alistair said about the 4-4-2 and the down 2 as well. Like I think I've started to lean towards more his side about what he was saying about him being absurd. Like that 4-4-2 is so fucking hard to deal with. I was practicing with Sully offline, right?
Mm-hmm.
I told Sully, I says, here, just abuse 4-4-2. Like just abuse it. Like I told him, like even like I even told him just change up the timing, right, with the dashes, and then do 4-4-2. And then he managed to take Kirby. He managed to take a set from Kirby during our training sessions. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like Kirby's on an absurdly high level compared to Sully in terms of Tekken, but just out of like just mashing out that 4-4-2, going out and doing the down 2 as well, he was able to like at least take set off of him.
Yeah,
which goes to show that the character has pretty powerful fucking moves. I
think the combination of 4-4-2 and down 2 definitely make like a very like bread and butter. Here's two moves you can rinse a lot that are very powerful. I honestly don't use Demon Paw enough, like for how good it is.
No, you should. Like, if I were you, I would abuse the shit out of Demon Paw.
Sorry about this echo, by the way. I don't know where it's came from. It's been fine the whole time, but I'm noticing my wee fucking my wee circle keeps lighting up when you guys are talking. So apologies about that. I don't know how to fix it.
That's all good. We'll probably be wrapping up soon anyway because we've gone on long enough. Quite well. The new game, there's like so much to cover, you know. Yeah, I guess we're feeling pretty happy about our characters. We spoke, Wesley, we're talking about Lars already. Seems cool. Like more reliance on stances, you were saying.
Yeah, definitely more stance and then just more annoying people.
Yeah,
dealing with that fake pressure.
But overall,
you're pretty
happy with me.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, Jason back.
I mean, I've played with some other characters. Like I've played ranked with Azucena, Shaheen, Feng, and I think Shaheen. I think people are sleeping on Shaheen. I think he's quite an interesting character.
Yeah.
I mean, I've played him a little bit, and I don't think I've quite grasped him because then I did a mirror match against Bolt, and he absolutely rinsed me. But I mean, seeing Bolt play him, that was very interesting. I think he's definitely got some new tools that make him a lot more interesting than he was in Tekken 7, where he was a bit more bland.
Sephi Black is like switching to Shaheen as well.
Yeah, like that up forward one cancel, that is scary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jason, you're back. You've joined us. How are you feeling about Jack in this game?
He's definitely more fun to play compared to previous Tekkens.
Yeah.
He's now got a stance, which is really quite. It's quite funny watching people how they don't know what to do when he's in the stance. They just sort of freeze up.
Yeah.
You can see live footage of that on the mic.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to be like that for a while.
You like launching people with that missile rocket, don't you?
See the parry that he has, like in the stance. Like most people, like a lot of people don't know that he can get out of a lot of situations that most characters just need to sit and block. Like as soon as he goes into that stance, he can actually he can either get like a counter hit grab, and you can't break it, or he gets a full launch. But I would say he's maybe top 15 at the moment. Like he's got one of the best heat smashes in the game. The 10 frame, like you can do it from crouch as well.
Crazy.
That shit is
absurd. As I was saying, I've got a -10 low, and Jack can, if he's up against the wall, he can do the heat smash into wall break and get a full combo.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I hadn't even thought about it in situations like that. Yeah.
Someone's been on the practice mode.
Yeah. You can also, did you know you can actually punish -12 lows with command grabs that have got like a quarter circle forward or back motion from crouch?
That's pretty wild. No, I've not heard about that. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Jack can do that. So Jack can do his QCV2 grab from Lars could do a low and it's -12, and Jack can get his grab into the guaranteed seed planter.
That's fantastic.
If you're short.
Pretty good. Yeah, it's funny because it's not quite the same thing, but you've seen the situations where you can use grabs now to punish like power crushes or the guaranteed after blocking power crushes. Like again, adds to the utility of grabs, which I guess is good from T7. You know, remember they weren't used as much. Yeah.
Sorry, I was just enjoying Jason ruin Wesley's day.
he's got that locked and loaded ready for whenever the next tournament coming up. You know.
Well, at least he's given me advanced warning. Yeah. So I'm not in the tournament just like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah. a lot more up forward freeze when you're put in the full crouch situations.
Wait, is it unbreakable? Is it grab unbreakable?
I know crouch grabs are unbreakable, yeah. But
okay.
What, maybe with that punishment situation?
I'm pretty sure if it's a punish like that, the break window's shorter.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's like 10 frames, I think.
Yeah, so you basically have to guess. Like you're not going to react to that. Yeah, there was a good video that like broke down like how the grab break windows change depending on a lot of situations. Yeah, like maybe not like the counter ones aren't necessarily unbreakable, but they might as well be because it's like you say the window's like 10 frames, so you're just gonna have to guess.
It's like I was saying earlier, like they made grabs like useful in this game for stuff.
Yeah, for
They
sure.
made them so useful.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter anymore that you could break them like without even looking. It doesn't matter anymore. Like you could, if you use them in the right situations, like that'll give you a good chance of winning.
See, if you do it after a heat burst, and you're expecting your opponent to do a heat burst straight back, just go for a grab and it'll counter it.
Yeah. But sometimes, like the thing is, if you do a heat burst right, and it's like they get pushed far back that you might not be able to reach them.
Yeah.
So you have to run up.
Yeah. All right, I think we're all pretty gassed. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a good talk, but I think we're it's a bit tired. You know, it's been a long talk. A lot going on.
You guys don't want to talk anymore?
Yeah. No, I mean the game's sick and everything, but I think just let it settle. With,
Save something for next episode.
Yeah, next episode in like 2 months' time, whenever we can get everybody back on again, whenever that is.
It'll be good to cover the game once we get balance adjustments and stuff like that. More bug tweaks, fucking ranks, update, blah blah blah. But
yeah,
I think with
yeah, there's always more stuff coming in the next the few weeks and that. In terms of adjustments, and then see what other tournaments have happened. It'd be interesting to see when more like international like majors happen, like how different like players are playing, like what characters and such, that kind of thing. But it's been a good start in Scotland. Again, a bit sad we've not had like the Rustin League like we thought we were gonna, but I think so far so good. It's nice having just finally having a new game. Like it's weird that we're here now, but we're a month in and we're still learning a lot. Still really fresh. It's nice to see. And a lot of new faces as well, which I think with the last pod we were saying it'd be good to see a lot of new faces, and thankfully we've had a lot of new people coming up and a lot of new people joining Discords and discussions and that sort of thing. So been happy about that. Other than holding on the new blood coming in. And,
Keep it coming.
Yeah. Especially like I say, Aberdeen. There's a lot of new faces, so I want to see them. They're all stacking up.
Yeah, more victims.
More victims, but also more people to make you a victim, and you don't realize. You don't know yet, man. It could happen. But closing thoughts. I'm enjoying T8 so far. I'm a fan. It's nice having sun fresh. I think we're all in the same boat, really.
Yeah, enjoying it a lot. Yeah.
It's rough around the edges. Could be better, in terms of like key implementation and all that. But I think for a good first draft without arcade, pretty good so far.
Yeah, I'm sure the fixes will come, so I'm willing to be patient.
Yeah. All right, everybody, go to your beds, guys. We're off shattered. But I guess I'm not sure what the plan for the next episode is. We'll see. Just when everybody's see if we maybe get some different people on, more different perspective on certain characters and everything. Be interested to hear that from certain people. But just thanks everyone for joining. Nice having you on. Jason, your debut. Thanks for coming on. Hope you had fun.
Thanks for having me.
Nah, no problem. Thanks for coming.
You're very welcome.
Yeah. Thanks for joining again, Eunice, Wesley, Alistair. And I will see you on the next episode. Whenever that is. Hopefully within the next month. I will try and get one within the next month at least. Or a couple of weeks, but we'll see. We'll see what's coming up. Yeah. And thanks everyone for joining. Thanks everyone who followed. The subs as well.